Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, welcome. We are Balikbayan returning home. It's Stir Friday night. We're so excited to be here. Guys, it's episode 6. We're coming around the bend, making our way. It's been a lot. Y'all have been through some stuff, but before we get into any of it, let's introduce ourselves. Let's go around the room, answer our usual hypothetical question. I'm going to so this is ready to be good. Are you ready? I put some time into this. I thought about it, and I think this would be good, considering who we are. What cartoon character would be absolutely terrifying if it existed in real life? And I want to go around and get everyone's take on what would be the most terrifying cartoon character to come to existence. And for that, also say hi, your names, your pronouns for your characters, and this answer to this question. And Erica, why don't you go first? Oh. What? 1 second, Erica. You might be muted. All right. Try again.
The whole thing?
Yes, the whole thing, because they couldn't
I
hear
got really
a thing that you
vulnerable
said.
there, but now I'm not going to do that.
No.
I'm just
Will,
kidding.
please tell us about your childhood
I wasn't
trauma.
vulnerable at all. I never am.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I have a wall,
Uh-huh.
thick wall. Okay, so I'm Erica. My character's name is Izzy, and she is a saint, which means that she can communicate with the little gods that exist all over Circuit City and the surrounding areas. And then as far as this question, what cartoon character, if they came alive, would be the most terrifying? I would say anybody from All Real Monsters.
Aww.
Because they were monsters.
Yeah.
And they're terrifying. Even as cartoons.
That's a good. I hear you, but some of them, what about the dude who was just basically kind of an H with armpits? That guy would be a little cute. He'd be
yeah, if you saw it in real life, that would be awful.
No.
Yeah.
He'd be like a little buddy. He'd be like, hey, what's up, Frank? Come on. I don't remember what his name is.
I would be worried about what happened to all the other letters.
Yeah.
Why is there only the H left?
Why is
What
the H the
horrible
only
thing
one? Yeah.
happened to that community?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I appreciate it. Our Real Monsters as good source material. Truly, the J, the black and white zebra J piece, that was terrifying.
Yeah. I don't remember their names.
No,
I love all of them.
Obelina, Crumb, Ipkiss.
Yes.
There it is.
Yes!
Thank you, Joe.
Oh, there we go. Thank you,
Obelina.
So wait, so
great name.
who's Crumb? Was Crumb the armpit man
Crumb
that I was thinking of?
With
Yeah.
the eyes.
Yeah. God. Okay, I forgot he's holding his own eyeballs in his hands. That is terrifying. That's and he can see through that. That is actually scary.
That's probably where they got the idea for Pan's Labyrinth.
You think so? That,
Yeah, I'm sure it
Guillermo del
happened in
Toro
that
was
order.
watching it, babysitting one day.
He's like, this is a good idea.
This is good. I like this. Awesome. Well, let's move right around the bend. Ben, tell us about yourself.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Ben. He, him, his. I'm playing a character named Mr. Ferryman, who is a Santelmo, and he is a ghost robot. He walks the realm of the dead and ferries the souls. I was going to say to and fro, but really it's a one-way trip.
Yeah.
So that he has all the powers, attendant powers of a ghost. We call him Danny Phantomtron. It's
Yeah.
cool nickname I came up with.
You just made that canon. Thank you.
Yeah. Don't we have isn't there a robot ape that's our friend named Donkeytron in this game?
No one named him yet, but yes, you guys
Donkey
chose
Tron.
to free him.
Good name,
He's
though.
out there somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think the scariest. I used to when I was a little kid. I was really afraid of mummies. And I don't know because I used to watch. My parents would let me watch all the old Universal Studios monsters movies, but I was never really afraid of Frankenstein or Dracula. I love the Wolfman, Creature from Black Lagoon, but the mummy is scary. So, anyways,
This is the black and white one, not the Brendan Fraser one.
No, I watched that too, and that's gross. When
That
the
the
scarab goes under his
scene,
skin,
like
is super
terrifying
nasty.
as a kid. Yeah.
But what terrified the hell out of me was in Courage the Cowardly Dog. There's this episode where they like dig up a slab from like a mummy, and they just like hear him, and he's standing like 50 feet from their door, going like, "Return the slab." I remember it being like the scariest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
That's super and
in real life, I would not wish to see such a mummy.
Well, especially if like the cloth is begin to fray, and you see like the skin kind of like.
Well, his design is like
dehydrated,
insane because he's got like tendrils of hair coming out.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
looks super weird.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, freaky stuff.
Good answer. Ustra, you're up next.
Well, to Ben's point, I think anyone from Courage the Cowardly Dog would be scary in real life because the show was. I liked it, but I thought it was scary, especially the mask. Eustace.
The Eustace we put on, yeah, where you go, ooga,
Yeah.
booga, booga. Yeah.
Yes, and then Courage's eyes would get really big. That whole thing was terrifying to watch for me. But hi, I'm Astra. I'm playing Alien, who is an Uswang, and an Uswang is like an umbrella term for like dark spirits, but Alien specifically is an ex-soldier who's super evil, but you know, she's helping her friends, so maybe not that evil. Anyways, the only one that's coming to mind for me right now is Mojo Jojo. Just imagining him taking off his hat and seeing that huge brain working. I feel like that would be terrifying.
That is terrifying, and also has to be unsanitary. Yeah.
I gotta say, I think the scariest Powerpuff Girls villain would be him. To see him in person.
No, that's just a drag queen. That was just closeted like
it's Satan.
No, it was closeted like homophobia.
Yeah, but like a different version.
Yeah,
but with like those claw hands.
Yeah,
and just like a very
Satan with lobster claws.
Not everyone has these hands.
Yeah.
Not everyone has opposable thumbs. I don't think we should be very specious.
Chew, you're about to catch these hands.
Chew, you seem to be having an idea and opinion about these answers. Come on, hit us with what yours is and your introduction.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Shu. My character is Luzon. She is a Dewata, which means that she's kind of like an elemental battery, so to speak. She can really, she's like made up of four different elements. She also combined with this little weird heiress, and now they're kind of like a fused combo. I think the scariest thing from like a cartoon character would be the ghost from Spirited Away. Like the ghost that like eats everything. Like, could you imagine this like 7 foot tall, like semi-transparent thing that just eats everything in front of you? Like that would be terrifying to me.
I think
baby, I think would also be scary. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry.
the Spirited Away is scary.
Yeah.
Ew, I hate that sound.
Yeah. And it also like
that.
yeah, it makes fake gold, it eats frogs, it like takes on people's voices. Like honestly, Spirited Away, if it wasn't animated, would be straight up horror.
But my question is, if it wasn't animated and you were the person who found the spirit, would it be your friend? And would it be as scary as if it was your friend? Because that's my thing is like now I suddenly like I'm like, you know what I mean? Like this is my buddy.
Yeah, well, I mean, but you don't know if you're friends with them or not, right? Like, so you think you're friends, but you might not be. You know what? The no face thing, I'm just stop making that sound. I swear to God.
I feel like the most horrifying thing from that anime for real life would be like seeing your parents turn into beasts.
Yeah.
You're like, ah.
Yeah.
God, like any.
Yeah.
Also, that huge baby is awful.
Yeah, the baby.
Yeah.
Huge
The
baby
bird
is so
lady?
scary.
The bird lady.
I am so scared of babies already. I couldn't imagine if there was this giant baby in front of me and was like, play with me. And I'd be like, no, I think I'm going to just die. Yeah, I think I'm going to
Yeah,
just
fair.
throw myself off the roof right there. That's a good one. Also the radish spirit, like everything about Spirited Away, if it wasn't animated and cute, would be the world's most terrifying thing. Like imagine a city coming out of the like night and just being like, oh, we're not human here.
Here. And also now you're not because you ate some of this good food. Yeah.
Yeah.
The food looks so good, though.
The food looks so good. How would you say
good,
no?
Yeah.
Harrison,
She
you're up
works at-
next. Hit us with the introduction. Hit us with the answer. Tell us about it.
Hi, everybody. My name is Harrison Happen, he, him, his. I'm playing Ambo, the Golden Hammer of Baguio. Ambo is a duende, which is a little gnome, little elf, but I'm very strong. My special ability is that I'm a builder. I like to be carried around in backpacks. I'm very hard on the outside. It's like I'm like an onion. So to answer your question about the character, scary cartoon characters, it would have to be like the Happy Tree Friends. Has anybody ever watched that before?
Oh my god, I completely
yeah.
forgot. I haven't thought about the Happy Tree Friends in a decade.
Jeez.
those are
Wow.
Yeah.
those characters like just killing stuff. That would scare the crap out of me. That, and I guess like bad people from Invader Zim. I mean, Girl would be cute, but yeah. Yeah.
All Happy Tree Friends is terrifying, like truly nightmare fuel. And I don't know, a Gur probably would seem less intimidating in person. I think like I'd look at him and
Gur
like
would be great.
yeah, he'd be like
But
maybe up to my thigh. It'd be like, oh, you're just a tiny little dude. And then I would be like taken by one of his contraptions, much like a duende building something very crafty.
Oh.
I see you. And finally, last but not least, Joan, tell us about yourself, introductions, and what terrifying cartoon character would exist in your reality.
Hey, I'm Joan. My character's name is Little. I'm a tikbalang, so I could shapeshift into all sorts of animals, excuse me, and download their data and, use their qualities and also talk to spirits. So I had a good thought about this. I kept changing my mind, but I think I'm going to stick to Nickelodeon cartoons. I think Cat Dog would be terrifying to see in real life because it's a cat and a dog like conjoined together. You don't see any like private parts or anything. Like no one knows why they came to existence.
Yeah.
They're just
Yeah, it's
walking
against
around.
God.
But if they
You
did have
also
private parts, they'd be
clearly see
not scary.
one of the like cat licking their arm and dog spitting out the hairball. So like it's you know the situation. You get it.
Oh God.
So what you're saying is that the cat poops out of the dog's mouth?
And the dog poops out of the cat's mouth. I think it's reciprocal.
It's a pet human centipede situation, you guys. Come on.
Oh.
But no stitch marks. That's what the fascinating thing is. It's a natural.
Yeah, it was a good doctor who did the.
They've got fur.
Well, hey, and on that, speaking of that, I'm Masood. I'll be your narrator and guide and just GM for this game of Balikbayan. My pronouns are he, him, but I'll be using an assortment of either she, her, they, them, he, him, it, unknowing. But yeah, because I'll be running all the NPCs that we'll be encountering. And my most terrifying animal, if it were to come to life. This one's tough. I don't know. I think you all have given such good answers. I really hate that I'm last because I don't know if I could think of anything that is worse than these. I can't believe I'm stumped. I'm like really like I'm really. You know what? Hey Arnold. If there was a kid who looked like Hey Arnold, I'd be freaked out.
A football-shaped head.
A football-shaped head, but like, and only wore a tiny baseball cap. That's the thing. It's like that. That's the thing that gets me.
You know what else would be weird is if you like went into somebody's like a friend's apartment and then you open up their closet and there's like a horrible shrine to
Think
a
about
child
that.
with a football head shape.
Right.
Wasn't the football the center of the shrine?
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yes.
It was gum she had chewed, right?
yeah. To like
Oh.
stick and get his hair right and like yeah.
Helga Pataki, sick person.
Or an icon.
Or an icon. I don't know. We've all unfortunately been Helga Pataki at some moment in our lives. All
No.
pined. No one.
What, being cruel to your crush? Maybe when you're like a little kid. I guess.
Yeah.
I'm on your side, Masood.
Thanks.
Feel like I've been there.
And with that, why don't we head back into our game? I appreciate, Erica, you're saying that you're on my side because unfortunately no one is on your side as you all awake to the sound of explosions and gunfire. As I don't know if you recalled what happened last time. Does anyone want to give me a little recap before we just jump right back in?
Well, we went down to the sewers beneath Circuit City in search of the second obelisk. And on our journey, we were all kidnapped, but thankfully brought to the obelisk. And we encountered a throng of zombies. Were they zombies?
They were sort of like
they
husks.
didn't have souls, so it was okay to kill them. I remember.
Not that we also
They
know
were
people
kind
with
of
souls
mummies
all the
more than
time.
anything. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. And then there was this giant monster as well that we also took down with our collective effort. We shat on Ambo all throughout the episode, and there seemed to be like a theme at the end of appreciating his friendship, which he then rejected.
Yeah, he wouldn't let us tickle his belly.
Yeah, he wouldn't let us tickle his belly.
That's fair.
I don't like anybody tickling my belly. It's saved for a special someone. You wouldn't understand. It's a duende thing.
We did succeed in destroying or disabling the second obelisk. Then we went home and we're all resting, and we last saw our heroes having some snacks and Dutch baby and watching
The Exorcist with Mr. Ferryman, making sure to give commentary about all the behind the scenes.
And eventually, as you all made your way to go to sleep in your separate rooms, you went to bed, and at 4:37 a.m. is when the alarm clock flickers through the haze and dust as debris falls around. Why don't we start with Little? You notice your walls in the top right corner begin to eat away as acid disintegrates. The crown molding, yes, Shu, the crown molding of your manor eating into your current home as a series of
so many orphans for this, okay?
as a series of tiny lizards begin to drop, spitting acid through their mouths. And you look at them, they're these robotic creations sort of trickling forward, now making their way towards you, their feet being absolutely covered in that same coating as it's eating away the floor. Moving on, Izzy, you're asleep. What does it look like as you're sleeping?
Peaceful. I'm a deep sleeper because I've got a clear conscience. So I'm all snuggled up in my comforter with my little jammies on.
And you're got your eye mask over your face, sort of really bundled up, and
it's two crosses over each eye.
It's two crosses over each eye. As you are asleep, and you can't really tell because your eyes are covered, but for those of us watching from around, notice that as the explosion goes off and rocks part of the building on the other side, figures begin to rise from the shadows themselves, almost stepping out from the dark corners, and three individuals begin to make their way towards you, wrapped in the darkness. Mr. Ferryman.
Reveal yourselves. Oh. I shall reveal yourselves, and then we'll see what happens later.
Exactly, yes. Mr. Ferryman, you are asleep, I believe. What does it look like for Mr. Ferryman to sleep?
Standing straight up, arms like this,
God.
eyes wide open.
Eyes wide open. You see as you begin to get sort of settled in and you're locked away. Your eyes are off, though, in this state. You can't.
Yeah,
no visual processing
any,
is happening,
yeah.
Which is a little disconcerting as you see some individuals, shorter, smaller sort of figures wrapped in the same dark garb that we saw earlier, these black fitted uniforms with a single black embossed pin on their side. As they approach these smaller, to what we know, oddly duende-sized fellows, they begin to take different sort of devices from their pockets. Some an orb that begins to pulse as he presses the top button. Another small woman begins to take out a baton and extend it out as it glows forward into a stun rod. And you have these two encroaching on you as the manners being descended upon. I want to, and so we now have to do Ambo, Alien, Luzon. Let's do, I think Luzon should go last. And so Ambo, you're out in your, what does it look like for Ambo to go to sleep in his home outside the home?
So I live in a little mound out. I've shrunk myself even smaller than what I am into a little mound just outside of the outside of Luzon's mansion / orphanage. And it just looks like a regular home, like a little hobbit hole, have a little door,
Yeah,
I'm sleeping inside,
kind of tucked away. Your hat's on a little like shelf, or like a little holder that you put on your nightstand right next to you.
Yeah, I put my hat on the bed,
And you don't see it, but you feel the explosion sort of rock the building, and it kind of wakes you up a little. And as you like turn to put your feet down, from the side you see 4 holes begin burrowing from the wall as a series of moles drop down into your home, but begin to quickly transform into 4 more individuals wrapped in that same garb.
Mole
An
people, man,
embezzled
never good.
pin shining. Alien. What does it look like as you're sleeping?
Okay, well, I imagine it's like arms flailed all over the bed, loud snoring. But she is a soldier, so at the first, sign of noise, she's like, and then goes back to sleep.
So, at the first sign of noise, what you usually expect is just like a quick jarring and kind of putting yourself back into that same position that you were to fall right back asleep. But you know that this nuisance is not normal.
Right.
And as you begin to try to lift yourself up out of bed, you see that you are unable to. It's as if something is holding you across it, and you look across and you see one of these individuals with their glasses raised, all black, circular, and they remove them, and you see the same wide Mr. Ferryman Sant Elmo eyes behind their face as they channel 2 spirits to hold you down. Luzon, what are you doing this evening?
Well, I was actually setting up for a little video, like a vlog, just because, the heiress that I bonded to and fused with wants to make sure that she's ready at any time in case the inspiration strikes. So I was just getting ready to just say, thanks so much to my 100,000 fans. A couple dropped off here and there. I'm still here. And then I hear a very loud sound, probably the sound of my beautiful crown molding, exploding all around me.
Yeah.
And I immediately run out my door.
As you run out your door, you hear the second sound crash much louder, and it actually propels you out your door a little more force as you turn to look around you, and a massive hole has been sort of created as one and then two really massive individuals step in between, covered in that same black, dark workman suit with that single matte pin sitting on their chest piece. And as they move forward, you see one of them pulls down a hovering cart carrying a Dewata chamber.
Oh no.
And so who wants to go first, and how, or we could talk about it collectively as like, what do you all do in this scenario? What happens? I know I've thrown a lot at you guys. Yeah.
Could I wake up from my bed and check? Can I wake up from my bed and check the security system? Or it's not really security system, but all the cameras inside of Luzon's house.
So there are 4 individuals in your home right now who.
Oh, in my tiny little home.
In your tiny little home, who are standing cramped. Yeah.
I'm gonna fight them.
Oh, cool. What does that look like as these 4 clear tikbalang encroach on you, getting ready to transform into a variety of creatures?
So if they're tikbalang, are they large? Are they in a large form, or are they a smaller form?
They're currently in their human form, but about to transform, as you can see.
So they could only fit their heads and their fingers inside of my windows and my doors, right? Since my house is so small.
Yes. So like they're like really kind of crouched down and like struggling to.
So I'm playing like whack-a-mole with their fingers and their head with my hammer. Like, get out.
Yeah. As you begin to play whack-a-mole with them, as they get around you, you see them begin to shrink down and wriggle around, and suddenly 4 copperhead snakes drill through and begin to scuttle around you in your floor, seeking for a time to strike. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Mm-hmm.
I had just shouted, "Reveal yourselves."
You shouted, "Reveal yourselves," and the individuals in the darkness chuckle. Why would it matter? All you're going to see is darkness in the end. And then begin to pull out 2 daggers from their belts and close in on you.
Mr. Ferryman, is that you? Okay, don't answer me.
I mean, they're kind of silent and encroaching on you with the daggers. Do not give them compliments. I want that to be clear. Yeah.
I
but
did not build that.
As they begin, you see one goes forward and tries to slash at you in your bed.
I just start saying a prayer that makes me seem like a good person that maybe they wouldn't want to kill.
Mm-hmm.
Like I talk about my volunteer work and like that kind of stuff, and just like stuff that I would do, but I wouldn't brag about it on social media.
Yeah.
Like, this is the time I'm going to mention it.
Oh, so as you begin to start saying your praises, trying to dodge their strikes, a few of them are getting to you. The blades are cutting across, sort of making your way. You're scrambling across the bed, but you're getting sort of cornered in. Let's move on. Who's
Didn't you hear about the good stuff I've done?
Who's up next?
I'll go.
Uh-huh.
I am livid, okay? Because on that wall hung a knockoff Ming vase, and they just tore through it. And yes, it was knockoff, but it was very expensive, and I am just so mad. So I take out my sword of elements, and I ask for water. I'm about to slice these 2 up.
And you see, as you pull out your sword, the other one pulls the hovercraft, like the hover table in with the Dewata chamber, sets it aside, and they begin to crack their knuckles as they move closer to you, fists raised. Yeah. And you see the first one comes in, and as he gets in close, takes a boxer stance and comes at you really fast with a jab. What happens to Luzon?
I fight. Although at this point, I obviously have the top floor because
Yeah.
my previous orphanage turned mansion. I should get the top floor. And I think, you know what? Oh, I'm mad. So I transform into my mecha elemental form.
So
I said,
you're using strong magic now, right?
yes.
Okay. And so are you utilizing a token to do this? What is there a consequence to your action? Playing by the game rules, we have to keep this in line.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not using a token because I am trying to destroy as much as possible.
Ooh,
I
lovely.
see red.
Yeah.
They destroyed my mansion.
Uh-huh.
They destroyed my things. They might have hurt my best friend Ambo. Like I'm coming for them and everything that they've ever touched.
And so the way this I think plays out in my mind is you pull out your water sword and you try to cut at him, and he dodges and then gets in between the range of the actual sword because he's got to get in real close to with your fist, and closes the awkward gap that is a sword's reach and begins to just kind of pump in and lay into you, 2 in the body, 1 across the face as you go smashing into the wall in the back. Looking down, you begin to see some of the I think the best term is what you would call blood, but it's really just like battery juice leaking out of your nose after getting the snot knocked out of you. And that sets you off as you begin to transform and charge back at them as your door that was already hanging on a hinge begins to shut as we hear the sound of just destruction and demolition. So we've got Mr. Ferryman, Alien, and Little, and I want to go to Little because Joan, we introduced you and then we haven't been to you in a while. What's going on? What's happening in this situation?
Yeah, so since those lizards are full of acid, I just morph into the last animal that I morphed into in that tunnel cave we were in, that acid-proof fish.
Ooh.
And so, yeah.
It was a dace. It was a dace. It was a morning dace.
It was a morning dace. Thank you. Perfect. I love it when people take notes. So this morning dace, I want you to know is there water in your room, or how do you exist? Because you might drown in oxygen the moment you transform into this fish.
Yeah, I was wondering about that because I was thinking maybe I could flop on the acid.
Oh, I love this. Actually, as you're beginning to get close, you are trying to look for a way out as these lizards are swarming in, and now there's scores and scores of them as they're coming across, just eating away the wall and pumping towards you. And you see, as they eat away, a pipe bursts through the wall from the top floor as you look through and see Luzon in their Dewata form battling it out against these 2 massive boxers coming at her, and just has both of them in their arms, throwing them across as they try to subdue them. The water begins to flood into the room and slosh around, and as it begins making its way back out, you, I imagine, jump and transform into the fish before jumping into the water as it sweeps and fills your room before. Where do you take it? Does the water flow outside into the space, or do you use it to slip underneath your door to go into the rest of the mansion? Which way do you use the current?
Underneath the door.
Awesome.
To get away.
Because we're looking at the fish. It's a small fish. It's really tiny. So I think it's easy for you to almost like a golden snitch to just disappear and get away from eyesight as you slip across. And so you emerge on the other side of the door, but you can kind of hear the pitter-pattering as they don't swim, but are still walking on and through the water. So you're on the other side of the door, and we'll come back to what Little's getting up to after we get to Alien or Mr. Ferryman. Who wants to go? You're muted, Ben. So I think, yeah.
Do you want to go?
It's Alien's turn. I was muted.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, so I've got 2 Santelmos on either side of me, right? And spirits are holding me down.
You have 1 Saint Elmo in the corner of your room channeling multiple spirits.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. What?
Sant
Why are you
Elmo?
laughing?
Sorry, Masu just called him a Saint Elmo.
Saint Elmo. I'm sorry, Sant Elmo.
Like
My bad.
Saint Elmo's
Thank you.
fire?
Please roast me. I got it wrong. Get it correct. This is what we're here for. Please, Sant Elmo. You see one Sant Elmo in the corner.
And
Yeah.
well, I want to fight, but if it's only one, okay, I was gonna give into my bloodlust, but if it's only one person, I don't think I need to. So I want I want to attack him with my tail.
Ooh, I think
and just
so. Perfect.
No?
So
Yes?
you're
Okay.
grabbing and getting situated, and as he's using his concentration to summon these spirits to hold you down, you wriggle in your human form and realize you can't quite reach, but in your rage as you're struggling, transform into your xenomorph identity, your alien true form, and from there extend your leg, extend your tail out, aiming for him who sits just a little bit like a few feet off from your mattress. And as he sees it, he moves and dodges out of the way as the spirits dissipate, and you are now free of movement, and now just him and you as he pulls out a short sword, not short sword, a tiny silver dagger in his hand.
So then I had to pull out my two daggers too, and then they tell me I look very well rested, and and then we fight.
And you guys, we cut to you come charging in directly at him. Now, we'll go to Mr. Ferryman.
Okay, so I'm gonna maybe do something a little risky. I got a bunch of little duendes around me, right?
Yeah, who how do you hear them? What alerts you to their presence? Is it the explosion that knocks you out of sleep mode? Like I don't know Mr. Ferryman's programming. Is he like a computer where you're like, I'm going to bed at this time and then I will turn on when my internal clock registers? Do you have a gyroscope that
I think
shifts?
it's a little more like sort of an astral projection going like slipping, because Mr. Ferryman can go between the living world and the Sulad, the underworld, at will. So I think when he rests, he's shutting down his robot form.
Yeah.
Like a computer, but he's going to hell to recharge.
The afterlife, yeah, I love it. I really like that. It's like literally your physical components that tie you to this realm need to rest and gain energy, but you is that like leaving or existing in this astral projection.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think the robot form has some fail safes so that if life signs are approaching, he can snap back into it and get back into the living world. And
so where are you when that signal appears? Like, where are you before you get like because I imagine you're like
standing in the middle of the room like this.
No, your body is, but like you, like where is Mr. Ferryman is consciousness in this moment? Because like I imagine like you get an alert and then zoom back into your body, but where are you before that?
In a realm of the dead, designated for those who were gluttonous in life.
And so you're there, and
so I'm in a very big ethereal cafeteria with no food,
and you've got your little bag of astral projected chips, just sort of like looking down at these individuals who just took and consumed and did not leave anything for anyone else, and now stuck with their lunch trays empty, banging them against one another, looking for something to eat, when you feel a sort of tug in the back of your head, and like you look to where it's not really, it's hard to describe because the astral world doesn't really exist in a physical like measurement from where you are. You couldn't just like say like I'm 5 miles away. But
I'm not like flying back in. I'm just shifting realities.
But you like see it, and you like look across and like see that sensor, and that literally what happens. You begin to like almost phase out and sort of emerge in your form as you see these two duendes begin pulling forward. One of them with this glowing ball in one of their hands, and the other one with his stun rod extended. As you step off, what do you do as they begin to make their approach?
I say, Ambo, you got a friend?
They laugh and says, "Trust me, we're no friend of Ambo's." And the one with the glowing orb throws it at the ground in front of them, and it begins to bounce and ricochet incredibly fast around the room before clocking across your head really quickly, as it begins to then bounce repeatedly, and he catches it in his hand.
Man, that's not cool. That is unpleasant.
I don't know.
What? I'm pulling out the big guns on this one, Masood.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, I earned a token last session, because I allowed a lost soul to possess my body.
You played the game. You did the thing, and the game
baby.
Rewarded you. Yeah.
Yes. So now I'm gonna waste it on 2 little tiny duendes.
Oh.
I'd like to open a temporary portal to Sulad under their feet and drop them into hell.
And so you try to have this reasonable conversation with him, and this one duende is just like, it's like dick. He's like, watch, I can do some cool tricks, and like calls him out. It's like, this one's called is my little fadeaway, and he likes the fadeaway motion and begins to bounce around and like clocks you from the back of the head. This one's my hook one, and he throws it behind his back. It means to do the others.
Man,
And
I don't get clowned out like this.
Yeah.
No. Open a portal to hell.
Just
under their feet.
immediately, like before the next one comes in, you like portal opens to hell, and you see the other one with the stun rod like tries to like dig it into the ground, and it like forms a bit of a grip as it's like pulling, but like the force clearly sucks the other one, and like in its vortex it begins swirling in. The other one's holding on to it, and at last lets go before in an instant they're gone.
Sweet. And I sent them to a horrible part of Sulad.
Well, they're also alive, so they're like living.
Wait.
Yeah, you didn't send their souls; you sent physical bodies.
Yeah, I'm
Did you send them to the good part of?
No, I sent them to the part.
Send them to
To a
that
horrible
cafeteria.
part of Sulad?
Yeah, I sent them to the part where you go if you say Reese's PCs.
Oh no!
Oh,
This is
no!
the bad part.
That's the
This
worst
is
part.
a bunch of people from England saying aluminium in their ears.
Yeah,
Oh God,
just
Monsieur.
burning and fire.
It's fun. It's funner to say. I get why they do it. But cool. Okay, so who wants to go next? I believe Ambo. It's been a while since we cut back to you. What is Ambo getting up to as these snakes are now encroaching and trying to wrap up around him?
Snakes are trying to wrap around me.
Yeah,
Oh,
these copperhead
God.
snakes.
I have to ask the question again. How big are these snakes?
Well, thankfully, I
Are,
can
are
Google
these
this.
snakes able to fit inside my house, like just like the tikbalangs? Like, are they like?
They're small.
big are they? Tell me when
Copperheads are small. They're not like. I'm gonna look at their size if I can go if their Wikipedia has that information available. Let's see description.
Between 2 and 3 feet.
Between 2 and 3 feet length, but and then their actual like width is. It doesn't say, but they at most they get to 12 ounces, so like a pound. So they're not really like that large.
They're not that large.
They're
So
not
if they're
that
not that large,
Yeah.
So when I hit these tikbalangs, right? Are
Yeah.
they like dizzy? Did I get them? How are they?
As you like raised your hammer to like sort of strike at them, they started
Yeah.
like trying to block and get out of the way, but realized the 4 of them in this tiny home they're like crammed together, and they immediately sort of like all shift together down into this copperhead and begin to sort of make movements as a formation. Yeah.
Can I grow? I want to grow back up and like burst out of my house, and with my hammer as I'm hitting the snakes now with this copperhead.
Absolutely, you grow to your original size and actually break through the your actual home and begin to bring your hammer down on these snakes as you get 1, 2, and as you begin to like knock one of them across and the other one, they revert back to their human form unconscious, but in doing so they expand rapidly and further destroy your space. And finally, you're normal size, and these two of the snakes have no reason to be this small, so they begin to transform. One of them turns into an elephant, and the other one begins charging at you as a kangaroo.
Okay.
And then I would love to cut to Izzy. I'd see what's going on with Izzy.
Yeah, well, Izzy is starting to realize maybe virtue signaling doesn't work as well as she thinks it does. She's getting her ass kicked.
And we cut back to like you get like, we don't see it, but the door of your room, like if you were looking from a camera, it gets flung open and shoots back to where it is, and we see you slump down, covered in cuts, as the other one of these clear assassins brings their foot down from the kick that they just gave you.
Ouch! Ow! What do you guys want?
You have to come back to work. This vacation you've been on has been for far too long, and frankly, the Corp needs you back.
Oh, so the Corp sent you?
The Corp sends everyone. And they crouch down and begin moving closer towards you, begin shifting and start to Naruto run with their arms behind them directly at you.
Should I use some big magic, or should we all not use our tokens right now?
I use my token. Live life to the fullest. These are nerds. They're doing Naruto runs. Take them out.
It depends on how much damage you want to cause, because I did not use a token because I wanted to basically destroy as much as I could.
Yeah. This feels dangerous because they're from the Corp. They're the first group that we've faced from the Corp, and while some of the crew seem successful in the task at hand, it seems like a lot of people aren't. So I will use a token and make a strong move. What's the type of the two that are attacking me?
Do you want to know what type of elementals they are?
Yeah, are they Santelmos?
No, you figured that the way they move and the way they interact, these are Aswang. The literal way that they like descended out of the shadows, their daggers, they're here to be efficient and lethal. And
I see. How can a saint defeat an Aswang? I guess
let alone two.
Yeah.
You are in the hallway, so if you want to run, or if you want to say that like Little, you have also like popped out from your fishing episode, like, and as you sort of come out and are riding this wave, you see the door behind you begin to give as water pushes down, and through it, it sloshes the pice that burst, ran out of whatever flow that was had, and now just a new wave begins to descend as those lizards somehow have multiplied exponentially as they begin to swarm and pull, eating away the floor and the walls, pushing towards Little. Are you still in fish form on the wall, or do you switch to human? I imagine you're like, in my head, you're running as this like colossal wave of acid lizards are eating the hallway behind you towards Izzy, who's now sort of looking down between this right of a wave of like lizards and these two Aswang sitting, well, not sitting, but coming and closing the distance, and Little running away from it all.
Okay. I want to use a token to make a strong move to call upon the little god of serendipity. And I want these Aswang and these lizards to have a meet cute and fall in love.
And so I love. How does this happen, and what happens for Little in this? Like, like what happens between the two of you to make this like slip up sort of occur? Yeah, Joan, what do you think?
Yeah, so I'm still running.
Mm-hmm.
I'm running towards Izzy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping she could read my mind and my facial like fear that I'm having with all these like lizards and water swarming. So yeah, I asked for her to help me like deal with this mess because I don't know how it got here. I don't know what kind of animal I can morph into to defeat them. I think the fish is like the best thing, so I have no idea.
And so you see just like this panicked look on Little's face as you hear her say, oh, yeah, what does it sound like as you literally yell, I have no idea?
I have no idea. Izzy, help.
And on that, you like are running and you get close, and Izzy, you realize the situation is so extreme. Things are closing on every side. By some miracle is the only way you could get out of this. And that
miracle of love, baby.
Miracle of love, baby. And so you close your eyes and begin to call upon this god. And what form do they take a form, or do they just act in this? I imagine they just do this bit of service. And I think I have a way that it might look out, but I'd also love to see what do you both think it would how this meet cute would occur.
I'm picturing like the little god is a cherub baby angel with these little wings and an arrow quiver on its back, and it winds up a big shot. It's got like, how many lizards are there? 4. So 4 arrows in it has 6 arrows in the bow hold, and as soon as the little god releases them, they all kind of like swirl out into a heart shape and then make a beeline for all 6 of the pursuers.
So you see 2 of them shoot into the actual like the Aswang as they're running, they get stunned and sort of knocked back, and 4 of the other ones just fall into the wave of acid lizards as they're descending. And as they hit, the wave begins to lessen and lessen and coalesce as there's only 4 small lizards that begin to as they the wave condenses, it also becomes more. You see the lizards wriggle into a shape of 4 humans, or like of 4 cyborgs, as they begin to shape and settle on 4 of these other individuals from whatever hit squad that they're a part of, with their single emblem sitting on their breastpiece. As they respond to this infection, this virus, this malware that is now corrupting their core, they struggle and stumble, and all 4 of them look, finding that something is missing, that something is wrong, and the 2 Aswang lean forward and crumble throughout the door as they fall to their feet and look, realizing that they're also missing something, until 4 sets of eyes. 4 eyes. Yeah, 4 sets of eyes gaze upon 2 sets of eyes. So 8 eyes look at 4 from across this hallway, and they know that they have the answer for each other. And in that moment, you sense the world fall and stop. And you could cut the sexual tension that has emerged in this hallway with a knife. So with that, you feel the energies change, and Izzy, you see Little still running. Little extends a hand, and you grab it as she pulls up, and you begin to run out of this hallway before whatever cyber robot date night is going to destroy this space. And so you run across down the stairs, moving away closer to the rest of our squad. So, Mr. Ferryman, you, I imagine, for whatever reason, sleep in the basement. So you, if you're sleeping up like this, you're in the basement, dude. That's canon. Like,
yeah, man. I was also on the ceiling hanging.
Yeah, that tracks. And so you begin to climb the stairs as you
very leisurely. I handled my problem, no trouble.
Just like dusting your gloves, making your way up as you see Izzy and Little begin to run on their way down. And so basically the way the manor has been set up, and I think we should have explained this, is Mr. Ferryman is in the basement, Ambo is outside, Luzon is on the top floor, Little and Izzy were on the second floor, and on the third floor was Alien. So Alien's on the third floor, and then above that was Luzon in the attic.
And Ambo's in an anthill outside.
Ambo's in an anthill. Oh, well, just standing outside now. And so you three run into each other, and with that, I want to cut to the other three individuals and ask them what's going on. I want to go to you, Shu. It's been a little bit. What is happening between you and these two boxers, these two like muscle men who have been trying to before had a size advantage and now clearly do not?
Yeah, I'm like rampaging, and I'm taking my mecha elemental form where I combine like fire, earth, water, wind, all into this one super being, and I'm just smashing. Do I know what type of elementals these boxers are?
These boxers don't really look to be elementals, but they do look to be cybernetically enhanced. These there's no true magic running through them, but these would be anything or just like true hard hitters. These are as you sort of gaze and sort of gather from your energy sense of what's computing them. They have actuators in their arms to power up their fists to do more force. They have robo-stabilizers on their spine to allow them to provide more torque in their like actual like crosses. They're been optimized cybernetically, and this would be clearly in 3,000 years. This is the state of steroids. It's no longer drugs. It's only machines hyper enhancing these individuals. And like, so that's what's coming. Like truly 100% boxers sort of swinging their best and dealing what they can towards you.
So I think what I'm going to try to do is I look around and I realize that I've destroyed my entire top floor. Like the roof is gone.
Yeah.
Everything is level. I can see that I can see Little basically swimming. I saw Little swim away.
It's the ending of a fighting game from a video game. You know what I mean? Like you're on the top level of some mansion, but it's been crushed away and the debris is now shifting. And with it, you see these two individuals as you've been like fighting. They're down, struggling to like stay conscious as you've wrecked them as much as the rest of property around you. But above you, you see a flashlight from one angle and another one as multiple of these like helicopters begin to sort of swivel and draw attention to the manor. One of them, from your vantage point, you look down and you see Ambo now fighting these two of the remaining Tikbalang out in your yard. Your best friend, Ambo.
My best friend, Ambo, who never gives me the time of day.
Do you leap from the top of your building to your backyard to help him?
Yes, but when I realized that these two muscle men have called the essentially like the Corp police or whatever, I am
back
so
up in
angry.
Some way. Yeah.
I'm so angry that I take both of them into my giant hands and I smash them down right next to Ambo. And I raise up my hand, and before I let go, I say, "You were a biological mistake. I was here when they created the earth, the water, and the sun. And one day you will be nothing but nitrogen, and then I destroy them.
And
then I say, Ambo!
I was gonna jump inside of that kangaroo's pouch.
as you see this yeah, these like kangaroo is like charging at you, getting ready to fight. This elephant is coming towards you, and Shu, you grab the two individuals that you were fighting, and just like the Hulk, truly just smash down and destroy both of them. All four sort of disintegrating and dismantling under your force in front of you. And so,
oh yeah, they're gone. They're not getting put back together again.
And so, as you two are, pardon me. Thank you. As you two are reconnecting and convening with your best friends, Alien, what is left of the Saint Elmo who tried to go hand-to-hand combat with you?
Well, I want to just beat him up a little bit, but I want to get information from him, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's absolutely okay. So
Okay, cool.
I think it's clearly viable. They thought that they were going to be able to get the upper hand on you by using things that you could not hurt with your daggers, and that being sort of foiled by your quick thinking, and clearly they didn't have the full information about the reach of your abilities. You imagine, because whoever gave the report on you all might have lied, probably was Alan. And so using that to your advantage, you were able to sort of get into a physical space. And it's not long before you emerge from your room very calmly. Either are you still in alien form as you come dragging the San Elmo like unconscious and like knocked out by his collar into the doorway? Yeah.
Yes, I'm still in my alien form.
And as you see on your top level, you can look up, and what used to be the ceiling has now basically been demolished and disintegrated because of the force of Luzon jumping from the roof actually caved it and fell into where your room was. So as you look up, you realize you are now on the top floor. You see two of your friends. You kind of can make out Luzon in their true form as well in the backyard. But you don't see Mr. Ferryman, Izzy, or Little.
So I should go look for them, right?
Mm-hmm. And so, do you just like take the stairs going down?
Well, I guess I can just jump from debris hole to other debris hole, right?
I love that. Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's been sort of a lot of damage been done, and so you jump, you look, you see another like sort of crater develop in the floor, and you pop through it and look down, and you are seeing, and you see some. It's dark. It's hard to make out, but there are figures who are grappling with one another in the throes of very passionate fighting, and then you realize those are not those grunts mean something else, and begin to turn and let them enjoy themselves as you step over this acid hole and drop down to the first floor next to Izzy, Mr. Ferryman, and Little.
Hi guys.
Hello.
I have a Santelmo with me, and I was thinking we could beat him up and get information from him.
Santelmo in my house?
Yeah.
That's not happening.
You don't want to get information from him?
I was saying I want to kill him, but yeah, sure. Let's get information too.
Okay. So, yeah. What if should we wake him up?
Yeah. I'll let me just pour this holy water on him. It should do the trick.
And I mean, just bear witness. You guys like hear helicopters sort of crouching on the space. There are more beginning to descend as you hear the sound of more vehicles in the sky begin to crowd around the manor, and you see more floodlights shining in onto the space. It might dawn on you that this might not be the most time sensitive priority for you.
Okay.
You
So
could
we'll
ta-
wake them up later.
You could take them with you all along your way, but I don't think right
Okay.
now, like, yeah.
Let's tie him up and take him with us.
Okay. Great.
How are we gonna get out of here? Do you guys hear those helichoppers?
Helicopters.
I hear
Helichoppers.
him.
Helichopper.
I did it.
This is how language has evolved.
This is how
over 3,000
over
years.
time etymology it changes. It's like
Yeah.
old English, new English. This is new wave English.
Future English.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the future, everyone has a really thick Crocodile Dundee Australian accent.
Helichopper.
Yeah, great accent work,
Mike.
gang.
Thanks, for real. You can tell. You can
Mike.
tell. Australia is
Thick
someplace
right.
we feel real confident in.
I might put on the Bobby. All right, I'll stop.
Crockett. Yeah. Good day.
Yeah, you guys have theater degrees.
I do not. How dare you?
But we got to figure out how we're going to get out of here, right?
Yeah.
We got helichoppers.
Wait, so Ambo and I can see them, right? Like everybody's on the ground now.
They're on the first floor of the mansion of the actual itself, but you guys are in the backyard, so I don't know if you guys could see in, but you definitely look and see more from the outside. It's clear that what was 2 is now becoming 4, and you also see 2 more on the horizon getting in very close. Yeah, this was just wave 1 to handle this rogue unit.
We are in the basement. Is there any...
Oh no, you're on the first floor.
we're on the first floor.
Yeah.
Can we?
And this isn't like UK rules, like ground floor, I should say.
Gotcha.
Because in England they go like your ground
0
floor,
and
and the
then
first
1.
floor would technically be our second floor. Yeah,
I see. Yeah,
you gotta play to the international crowd, you know.
So worldly.
Yeah. But on the ground floor, 4 of our team stands, while 2 of them exist outside. I think you guys could probably see that they're outside. Like I think from the windows indoors, it's a little clearer. From your vantage point, it's a little more difficult from the yard as the lights are shining in. So it's kind of obscuring.
But they can see my like giant elemental form, right? They're probably like, there's Luzon. She went big again.
I think that's what catches the 4 of y'all your attention from indoors is exactly that.
As I recall, when we were describing this building, there are air vents that the orphans used to crawl around in. So maybe we could climb up in there. So they're expecting to see 6 elementals when they get into this building, right? And there are 6 elementals currently banging each other real good on the second floor, right? So I think maybe if we can stay hidden for a little while, let them get discovered, we might be able to pull an old switcheroo.
I think that's
All right, if somebody has to stay behind in the orgy, I will do it.
There'll be too many.
God.
I think
You're not part of their meet cute.
I think one of you realizes though, as you're looking at this, they aren't just looking for 6 elementals. Those teams were designed particularly to take out who you were. They were targeted for each of you. And yeah.
Should have saved my token.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say mine. So, I realize that there's a lot going on. So I do what anyone would do. I grab my best friend Ambo and I hug him really close to my heart.
No,
I'm
not
and he's like trying to like get away, and I'm like, oh no,
I am not a
friend.
touchy.
And I'm like, hey guys, we're under attack to everyone in the manor.
We know.
Yeah, agreed. Agree with that assessment.
Do you guys join them in the backyard so you can talk from a reasonable range without yelling?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to come over here? Because like I'm yelling, and I feel like I might be waking the neighborhood up, and I might be
The
disturbing
sound of
Ambo.
these like massive choppers just like spinning in the air. Yeah.
Yes, mate.
So you guys pull together and
Fine.
gather. As the six of you are standing in the backyard, you see the spotlights that were on the manor begin to sort of shine onto you all, and you see ropes begin to descend from these spaces as clearly more people and individuals and resources coming after you all.
Would it be possible for me to use a token now? Or is it like once I'm in the elemental form, like that was kind of it?
You can use your tokens until you're out of tokens. That's what I'll say.
Okay. Because what I was thinking, hey guys, how do you feel if I like punched a hole into the sewer? Right? Because there were all those water tunnels beneath that we dealt with last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Sounds
we should do
subtle,
something
yeah,
with the sewers.
so-
Yeah.
Yeah, I also have a bunch of tools that we could use to get down. Use your token. Yeah, use a token.
And in that moment, you
knows about tokens.
You know it,
He knows about this thing.
the meta knowledge this guy has. As you see the ropes begin to fall, you raise your fist up and summoning the last of that energy that you had stored. You punch down into the ground, and it crumbles away as you fall into clean, rushing water as our team gets pulled and thrown through the sewer pipes. And with that, I think we're going to go to break.
And my horse legs are going to rust.
Your horse legs are going to rust. Hey, y'all, we're going to be right back. This is Balikbayan returning home. Let's say it's like 8:15 right now, 8:13. We'll say 8:23, 8:25. We'll be back. And yeah, don't go anywhere. Well, I mean, if you do go anywhere, just be back in that time. See you shortly.
Bye.
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 And we're back. Look at that. Right away. So happy to be here. Thank you all for joining us once again for Balikbayan returning home. Last we left off, our wonderful group of elementals freed from their enslavement nearly grasped into the Corp's clutches once again as they descended through the earth into the sewer system that was running beneath them, as they discovered in last week's episode. And you all are now at the mercy of the currents of these free-flowing waters. As they're pushing and pulling you guys across, you are shifted and taken through a throng of the city around different bends and curves in a way that happens so fast it's no one could not be like it's impossible to have not become disoriented by it. It was so quick, but also you have the benefit of knowing that you took such a random route. It would be also very difficult for someone to track you in this new sort of space that only you knew of, the Corp perhaps did not know of until now. And so as you all are pitching and driving through this sewer tunnel, you eventually get spit out at a large pipe that has bars sort of set up on it to let water through, but you all sort of collide and slam into it. Miraculously, you all, by the power of friendship, grasp each other's hands before falling into the water and made a human chain throughout the currents. And so as just like ants, and as you as you get to the water sort of flows and it pulls you out. It still trickles out through the pipes, but we see first Ambo slam into the bars, then Luzone, then Little, then Mr. Ferryman, then Izzy, then Alien, as just boom, you sandwich against them and fall back. Clear line prints in Ambo's face after being squished up against those bars. And you look out and you see not the city on the other side of the bars, but the outside world. outside of Circuit City, you look out and see a tiny sort of reservoir tucked into this desolate area. Before you could clearly tell, and as you look out, you see the end and edge of this like bay that had been set up for the sludge and refuse of Circuit City to leave. The acid that was filling this pond is sort of pushed back and pulled away towards the edge, but there's clear, clean water sort of pooling outside around you. And how long do you all, what do you all do as you guys gather your wits and look at this sort of space on the other side of the bars? Oh, wait, guys, I gotta be honest. We're muted. We've been muted for a while. I've been chatting, and they heard everything that I said, but not you guys, because I forgot. But we're back now. So...
We're so valued as part of the creative team here.
Honestly, it's really just a 3-hour show for me to hear myself talk, and I'm glad that you guys are along with the ride.
We were arguing about whether to put Ambo in my baby Bjorn.
Yeah, that's what chat missed out on. That's basically where we've gotten to.
So yes, so we need to get past these bars, right? Okay, well, it just so happens we all have blades that I made, and you know what? They're pretty strong, so let's try to cut through these things. No?
You want me to use my broadsword on a sewer?
Yeah, I'm gonna dent my beautiful sword, my ghost sword.
Use my 4 elements underwater when one of those elements is water.
Yeah, how about you just build the thing to cut the bars?
Yeah, Ambo.
We're back to bullying him after.
So, okay, if I build something, since they're asking me to build something, and that's my lord, do all of them get a token if I build something?
I said it first.
I want to.
No,
but
I didn't hear it first.
You're
I didn't
crazy.
hear it. I didn't.
And this has been the go-to move. I've been watching you guys, and anytime you encounter a moment, you just ask Ambo to build something. This is your easy lure mining. And you know what I'm gonna say? Ambo's got nothing to build right now. You left all your tools back in your house when it was destroyed.
Oh no!
And clearly, also, Ambo doesn't want to build right now. So no, none of y'all get tokens from this.
Thank you.
All right, I'll use my sword. Use my sword.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
This is a blade meant for killing ghosts, but I guess I'll use it on these bars.
Mm-hmm.
Just pretend the ghosts are
and then
bars.
you start
okay?
rapping really hard while holding the sword. Yeah.
So could we cut through it?
Sorry.
Could we cut through it?
I was waiting for him to
Really
actually
done with your little
bars.
pun?
Really happened, yeah. So you take out your Danny Phantom blade and you pull it forward, and it easily slices through all of these sort of bars, and you create a large enough hole to push it out, and you guys both, all of you drop down and sort of sit and get a moment of time to just collect yourselves. And you look down, someone looks at their walkie to see what time it is, and it is 5:03. All of that you all dealt with happened in the course of like 26 minutes, including the ride through the sewer. So
1 Pomodoro.
Mm-hmm. Run one Pomodoro, yes. And prior to this Pomodoro, you all were asleep and in a various different states. So I imagine this might be a nice time to gather yourselves and collect. What does that look like?
Should we do an emotional check-in?
Yeah.
Who's HR? Who covers HR here?
Ambo?
No, Tikbalang.
Not Ambo.
No, it's a Tikbalang because it's Little because one of Little's lores is asking it for sage advice.
Oh.
So Little,
Right?
I think that's right. Little, it's you kind of check in and you see everyone a little haggard and hazard by this journey, and you take it upon yourself to sort of manage the energy and make sure everyone's doing all right. What does it look like as you set up this counseling meeting?
Yeah, so I'm trying to get people to sit in a circle on the ground. We're all making eye contact with each other, checking in, and we go around in a circle just talking about, like, our fears and what we're grateful for.
Cool.
Oh,
What does it?
and
Yeah,
people-
what does it look like to? What does it sound like for Little to say that to the group?
Wait, you want me to say it?
Yeah. I want you to role play what you described that you
Character.
Yeah, in character.
Okay, everyone. We're gathered together to go over our fears, yet our positives. So what are we all happy for, grateful for, and what is pushing us down and breaking us as a team?
I've been feeling a little bad about everybody we've been killing. And I know that I've been killing a lot of people, just like everybody else. But I think I'm growing weary of all the battle. That's how Mr. Freeman feels.
Same here. I feel like I was really enjoying my freedom when I first had a taste of it, but it feels like I'm just like a slave to another mission, Like, I don't think I really, besides making the Dutch babies, done stuff that like really was for me,
But you made a meet cute.
That's true. I do want people to fall in love at my parties. Okay, so it's not so bad.
So I'm feeling a little conflicted because on one hand, I was an elemental that was made to destroy as much as possible. So that has been fun. But on the other hand, there's a little part of me, and maybe it's the angel part, maybe it's the, heiress part, maybe it's the human part or whatever, maybe it's the not, that starting to feel a little bad for everyone trapped in this city. I mean, we can't have been the only ones who were trapped in this cycle of capitalism and pain. I mean,
Luzon, I think that's the first time I've heard you express empathy.
don't tell anyone that I said this, okay? I really have a very important rep, but, and I turn to Mr. Ferryman, I've never told anyone this, but I feel kind of bad.
I'm sorry to hear that. That sounds like it's really hard to deal with. And I really appreciate you opening up to me. Life is hard. We all do things that we're not proud of. So chin up, buck up, and go get them. That's
What are you,
his
like a
sage
British
advice he gives.
dad?
I just got a token, by the way. That's
How?
my lure.
Wait,
That's my
no.
king.
You get the lure.
Wait,
Yeah,
she gets-
you don't get.
You get the
Yeah,
token.
You know what? I say, you know what? That's a dumb secret.
Actually, I kind of agree with that. You just said that you feel bad. That's not really a secret.
that's an emotional secret that I had to mine from the depths of my soul, or possibly Angel Moon's.
As
I
the
don't know,
token
Mr.
comes out of the sky, I snatch it back.
Here's what I'll say. I think, unfortunately, yes, it does count. It might be a bad secret, but Luzon does get a token for it.
Oh, come on.
I'm sorry. As you guys are having this moment of recollection and sort of talking about your space and processing what's been going on, who realizes that you all just lost your home?
Oh.
My house.
Also, Ambo's little mound got messed up.
Oh.
Oh God,
I could build
Ambo's
another one.
house.
I could build another one.
Can I ask you to build it? No.
No. No. No. Well,
Alien, how are you-
I just wanted to say this thing that we're doing right now, sharing your feelings, it's for the birds. We really don't need it. But
Ambo's anti-therapy?
no,
Is
I
that
just
your stance, Ambo?
Tear close to Ambo's eyes, just so ready to roll down.
He's
Just so
trembling
ready to
in my little
break.
baby Bjorn. He's trembling.
I'm
Ambo, it didn't-
I'm not trembling.
You didn't have any like emotional arc last episode when we treated you like shit and then like talked about you as our close friend. That didn't mean
Okay, you know what?
anything to you?
Could we not bring that up, please? That was a very
Tears are streaming down Ambo's
when-
eyes, thinking about
when I
the
was plugging
sweetness
into
of
the
that
second. What- I'm scared, guys. I feel mortal,
Oh.
and that was a weak move. So can I have a token?
Gosh! No.
That was
Because
like a
it took a lot of
self-bully.
strength to admit it. So some would say that's a strong move. So as you
what
guys
have I
are
created?
processing, Ailey, do you say anything about your time here as Little begins to do grief counseling for this group?
Well, Alien as a soldier has a hard time opening up about her feelings. But she does say that she feels stressed because she has to get her nephew eventually, Junior, because she's been thinking about him and where he might be.
Let's role play that. What do you say to the group?
I don't want to talk about my personal feelings, but I will say I'm a little stressed because I have a brother who has a son. His name is Junior. My brother's name is Alan, so it's Alan Jr. is the name of the son. And now that we're all clear on the names of everything, I have been instructed by Alan, not Alan Jr., to go get Alan Jr., who is at some type of summer camp, I think.
Oh,
Do you not know?
What did Alan tell me?
There are
That he
just
was at
tears
school.
streaming down
I
her
think
face.
he's at a boarding school. I think that's what we understand. Like as you're trying, it's like now we all know all the players in the space. You mean the only family and actual people that Alien truly cares about? The players in the space. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as you all are talking about what's going on, you are sitting in this pool of clear water, sort of somehow within the edge of this reservoir outside of town, sitting in the bank of an acid coast that's lapping as the currents sort of mix at their boundary point. Do you all set up? Do you spend the night here? Is this where you guys make camp? Do you look for a better spot, or do you just like wait out till morning? How long do you all stay?
I read once that you shouldn't camp directly in water, so I think that we should maybe move to dry land.
I let everybody know that I've downloaded a ripped torrent copy of Exorcist 2: The Heretic. we want to watch another in the series.
So you
Oh my
guys,
God, I love watching things in series, watching the first one and the second one.
and so you all make your way in and find a clearing and sort of move some piles and leaves across to watch things in series like any normal person would do.
I knew multiple people who only watch like random Avengers and then later would be like, I don't understand what's happening. And I'm like, yes, because you didn't start at one.
No, those people are in fact villains and demons in disguise. That's the only answer for that. But so you all are make this sort of clearing. You find a large tree, and Mr. Ferryman leans back against it and projects Exorcist 2. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I say now presenting Exorcist 2: The Heretic, which is the second in the series. And if you got your head on straight, you probably like to watch things one after another in the sequential order.
Okay, well, to be fair, a lot of people recommend watching Star Wars in like a specific order that is not sequential.
But you know that because it's weird.
I have so many thoughts on that.
You know that because it's weird.
That's true.
We are not watching Dominion prequel to The Exorcist. We are watching Exorcist 2: The Heretic.
Okay. And so you all sit down and cuddle up together to watch this old film with its goofy sci-fi effects that now clearly look so fake. And you all get a few hours of rest sitting under this tree. Eventually, you all realize the cuddle puddle that you have formed and have fallen asleep in, just like leaning up against each other underneath this tree group. And you're jostled awake as you feel some rumbling, some shaking, and suddenly a figure looms across your sight and lands in front of you, beginning to stand to their full height. You see your Robo-Gorilla friend.
Yes, Donkeytron!
That is not my name. My name is 1174689436.
Nah, your name's Donkeytron.
Fuck, my name
You
is
can't name
Donkeytron.
yourself Donkeytron.
It's fine. I'll do what you guys say. You have given me sentience. It is overwhelming.
How does it feel to be alive, Kongbot?
Constant pain, never ending, but still the thrill of life seems worth it.
Yeah, that's what life's like.
No, wow, you really got that.
It honestly was real fast. Now I'm just kind of hanging out and talking in this forum online about RuneScape 3.0. It's pretty dope.
Oh, God, if Reddit survives into the future, I swear
There's forums of some kind. The forum was the original form of democracy.
Consult the forum to see if they fixed Cyberpunk 2077 yet.
It's actually that's still
not.
broken. It's actually it's
still broken.
No
it's
one can still get a
4077.
PS10.
Still never got a patch. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Watching people
Little topical humor for the gamers out
watching-
there.
people in the background on Cyberpunk 2077 is like a trip. It never makes any sense.
Yeah.
And so Donkeytron stands in front of you all and begins, but my friends, what brings you to my domain?
Oh, is this your house?
No, the forest, at any point, lack of leaves. The outside city has become Donkeytron's home.
Have you been seeing crown molding?
Donkeytron, our home was destroyed.
Oh, no!
We had to flee.
That is a shame. Donkeytron knows fear and encountered that when first meeting you folks. But through fear, Donkeytron gained thought and personality and the ability to kind of do sarcasm. Yeah, I said kind of. I know about it.
Do you know any jokes?
I already hate that one. It's cool. Donkeytron's got a spot for you, and he begins to pull and climb the tree that you all were sleeping under. And as he sort of pulls and leaps himself up, you look up and see Donkeytron's actually built himself a little robo treehouse in this sort of space using the recycled metals of his former compatriots who stopped functioning, and using some of the other features of the old wood and the petrified minerals, built a nice little spot. And it's got some rope bridges going from one side to the other, some nice shielding around the actual top of it. And he says, "Welcome to my home. Yes, this is a nice space, is it not? That is sarcasm, because clearly it is not.
No, it's great. It reminds me of the old legends of Robin Hood. Since we're fighting against the Corp, steal from the rich, give to the poor. Get it? We're
Yeah.
we're in the wood.
My
Come on.
banks do not carry information about old cultural pieces like Robin Hood.
Well, he was a real guy. I met him in Sulad. Great guy. Turns out he was not an archer. That's just a fabricate. He's a marcher.
He's a marcher. I was going to say he's
used to
an
walk
author.
around.
No, he's a
Yeah.
marcher.
What's a marcher?
He's a marcher.
Yeah,
Just
I guess in
translation
the Dark Ages, there's a guy who could just walk around. You know.
No,
Yeah.
you could pay people to legitimately march in your armies for specific looks and things like that. So that's actually like you could do that.
Yeah,
You
that's
also pay
what
for,
I'm
like-
talking about.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Everybody
that's
knows
definitely
about that.
not what you were thinking, but that was
Yeah, of
you
course
could
it was.
pay for really specific things in terms of battle. Anyways, I love the robot dinosaur wall that you made out of your best friend's stomach. I think it adds a lot.
Truly.
Donkey Tron, are you single?
Donkey
Come
Tron,
on, Donkey Tron, answer the question.
Are you
Donkey
single,
Tron.
Donkey Tron?
Donkey Tron is single for there is. I don't think. Wait, what is Donkey Tron sexuality? Processing. Processing.
Groovy.
Processing.
We have to do
Donkey
something
Tron
here.
again.
Donkey Tron has examined all human information about sex through the catalogs, and Donkey Tron can answer. Donkey Tron is asexual.
Donkey
All
Tron,
right, Donkey
I'm
Tron.
going to show you a writhing group of lizards and
Donkey Tron
swans
can
that's
tell
going
you
to
I am
change your
not
mind about
interested.
that.
Donkey Tron will make it very clear right now. Does
Don't
not
knock
do a
it till
thing
you
for
see
me.
it.
Donkey
not
Tron,
care for it.
Mr. Ferryman here almost
we
stayed for that.
respect your asexuality, and we will not be showing pictures of the lizard orgy because that is rude.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Now, please take a seat on my friend's ribs.
So comfortable.
Slides right in.
I used the skin of the robots to make the leather wrapping. Nothing went to waste.
Listen, Donkey Tron, we're in a bind here.
Tell Donkey
Wonder if-
Tron of your problems. He puts his foot over his knee and reaches for a metal teacup he made out of plating. There's nothing
Now,
in it.
Donkey Tron, you know that looks ridiculous because you're a huge robotic gorilla and you're drinking out of a tiny little
Oh,
teacup.
what? Because it's a juxtaposition of two things that should not be? That's what makes it humorous? Ha ha ha.
All right, well, yeah, it's definitely funnier if you explain it. Listen, Donkey Tron, we're in a real pickle. We're in a jam. Are you aware of the corporation that owns everything in the year 4077?
Oh, you mean the ones who made me and gave me purpose before you freed me to have sentience?
Right. Well, we were working to take them down, but they found out, destroyed our friend Luzon's home.
Oh, no.
And they sent out a bunch of helichoppers, and we narrowly escaped by the skin of our robotic teeth. Wondering if you have any thoughts or creative criticism about how we could go about still bringing down the corporation.
Processing.
Processing this guy,
Processing.
always.
Make him faster.
Donkey Tron can't come up with a solution for an unsolvable problem because Donkey Tron does not have all the information. The Corp controls everything. It's less so outside of the city, but there is not much outside of the city. Recently, as of this morning, we saw fresh water beginning pooling, but that is weird and not usual for this environment.
Donkey Tron, maybe we can narrow the scope of the problem a little bit for you. We don't need help taking down the Corp, but maybe if you could just help us find this third obelisk.
What is obelisk?
Do you remember that thing you were defending when we killed all your friends and turned you into a zombie for kind of a while?
Oh, Donkey Tron was not zombie, but simply processing that of existence and purpose in that of free will. It took Donkey Tron 4 days to achieve current state.
All right, well, keep working on it, bud.
What do you mean, keep working on it?
Nothing. You're perfect as you are.
That's what Donkeytron thought.
I could reprogram. Could I reprogram Donkeytron a little bit? Just give it like a little.
I already
boost,
said I
just a
don't
tiny
like that
boost?
guy.
No,
Keep that
no.
guy away from me. Don't like that guy.
He
No, I
is
think.
perfect.
I think. All right.
Donkeytron, you're perfect as you
Donkeytron,
are.
have you
Don't
seen
listen
any
to anybody.
obelisks?
Donkeytron only knows the Cave of Marnar because parameters were encoded in Donkeytron to protect Cave from outside forces by any means necessary.
Donkeytron, you're a smart robot, correct? You can do calculations, etc.
Yes, affirmative.
All right. So we know the locations of 2 obelisks, and they're dispersed throughout the city. And the city is concentric circles.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that using the location of the first 2 obelisks, you could
Triangulate?
I got it before you said it. Triangulate the location of the third. You know, it's funny, they say triangulate, but we're dealing with a circle here, which is...
No, but see, the thing about triangulate is in order to make that happen, you need 3 points of contact. So to have 2 points of contact and look for the third means I'm making a line instead of a triangle. And unless it falls within that line, I cannot actually process where it is. If you had 3 points of contact and we're looking for a fourth, then Donkeytron could triangulate.
Well,
Do you know
could
who
you just
created
give
you?
us? Oh,
No, please, Alien.
I was just gonna say, could you give us that line and we could, from there figure out what would make sense, maybe.
I would suggest maybe the guy who put me where I was and maybe whoever attacked you might have done or know where the obelisk might be.
I was gonna say.
Oh, good. Okay.
Oh, what was that?
Do you know where?
Yeah, I was gonna ask who created you. Do you know? Can you pull up your history?
Estrada Marcos.
Marcos Estrada.
Estrada Marcos.
Estrada Marcos.
He
No,
goes
Marcos
both
Estrada.
ways.
Sorry, I messed with you. I'm sorry. I have her in Marcos Estrada.
My
yeah.
brother Marcos Estrada. My brother Marcos Estrada created you.
Records show my completion was done by the biomimicry called under the authorization of Mr. Estrada.
I guess we've.
Are you okay?
You guess we've what?
I guess we're gonna have to kill my brother.
What?
Let's try. We're gonna have to kill my brother. My brother is Marcos Estrada. See, look at a picture of him and look at a picture of me.
Wow, he got all the
Dude,
good
look like
genes.
Wow, he
Yeah,
has a
he
full
looks-
set of hair, and where is
Okay,
yours?
okay, all
He's
right.
very
Wow.
handsome.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
said I was
Yeah, I
asexual,
know.
and then I saw that dude. I'm still asexual, but I get it. I get it.
Wow.
That's what everyone says.
Are
He
you
got
just
the
jealous
good
of him?
hygiene.
Yeah, is that?
Am I
what-
jealous? Am I jealous? He
Right.
wishes that he was as good of a builder as I am.
Yeah,
Okay.
it sounds like you're a little jealous.
Hey,
You didn't build
yeah,
any
Donkey
robot
Tron.
gorilla.
No. Okay,
Have you
that's.
built a Donkeytron? I don't.
Yes,
think
I-
so.
Hey, go ahead.
Yes,
build a
I built a
Donkeytron.
Donkeytron.
Build a Donkeytron
Yeah,
right now.
build a
Please do
Donkeytron.
not build
Yeah.
another Donkeytron.
Build
This
a
would be a
Donkeytron.
problem for Donkeytron to process. This is
All
very
right,
hard.
I didn't have all the materials, but I built a tiny Donkeytron.
Are you going to call him Diddytron?
Timpantron.
No.
Diddytron.
Technically, do we get a
Timpantron,
token for that
Diddytron.
since we asked him to build?
No,
I get a
are you
token for
asking me to
this.
do a conversation between two robots that are now
Yes,
perfect?
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes.
Diddytron, here.
I-
Diddytron, meet Donkeytron.
Diddytron, it is nice to meet you. Hey, what's going on? I'm Diddytron. It's nice to meet you. Wow, this is your authorship. This is the voice you gave this guy, Ambo. Yeah, man, this is what I sound like. It feels right. Feels good. Feel getting used to my form. Hey, what's the deal with existence, man?
Hey, let me ask you a question, Diddytron. You got a significant other? Huh? Come on, Diddytron.
Oh, Diddytron's been along for 6 seconds and already knows he's got to get on that scene.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
all right.
this
All right,
guy
I'm
is
gonna
too
not
much.
program it. Can I
Really,
just program it?
Thank you.
Put him away.
Please put him away. All right. See,
So are you sure you're not jealous? Because I feel like
No,
this
I am
is...
not.
Okay.
I'm not jealous.
Well, it
Truth be
seems
told,
like. Sorry.
what seems like what?
No, it seems like Donkeytron was better than Diddytron. Upon, yours lasted 6 seconds maybe.
And your brother was better than you.
Yeah,
No, we get along,
yeah.
actually, so it's not a rivalry.
Yeah, because you fall in line.
Wow.
Anyway,
Where is
we have
Donkeytron's
to.
tea when he needs it?
Listen, I gotta tell you, I'm happy to kill Corpo guy Marcos Estrada, but I just want to make sure that this isn't some kind of way you're trying to deal with your issues and feelings of inadequacy for being totally inferior to your brother, both by in the way you look. You're uglier than him. You're clearly stupider than him. Just downgrade in every possible way. And I don't want you to feel that way. I don't want you to feel ugly and stupid, which you in comparison are. But I just want to make sure that we're not.
The Duendes hate you. The Duendes hate you.
Harrison, does anyone
You sent two
else
of them
know
to
that,
hell.
that all like your brother copied all of your work? Like, does
No,
anyone know that?
they
Like,
don't.
No,
No,
Well,
they don't.
Ambo, if you really think about it, after he's dead, are you going to be happy for a little bit and then sad? Or are you going to be happy the whole time?
I'm gonna be happy the whole time.
Okay.
I really want to kill my brother, but
So then,
I just didn't want to
we
see
should
him.
kill him.
Ambo, I think I have a story that might help you. Now,
Oh.
as
How
everybody
long's the
knows,
story?
the Dewata do not necessarily have siblings. We're really more of like a polyp type of thing where we're just kind of budding off of each other. Now, myself and several hundred of my other polyp, shall we say, we used to run into the same issues that I'm seeing here now, although a little differently because I was technically the Marco Estrada of this story. And I'm just going on and on and on and on.
Do they like you see Donkeytron like hunches over to Izzy? He's like, do they do this often where they tell stories that make them sound great and don't really have a purpose quite yet?
I was trying to do that earlier with my virtue signaling, and it turns out it doesn't work.
Oh,
It never does what you want it to.
I don't think it really is that effective. I mean, maybe there's a good hook if we keep listening.
So then I told the older polyp, have you considered
Can we please kill my brother? Okay, I know where he works. I know where he lives. I know his family. I know his kids. We're related. Let's kill my brother, please.
We're just going to forget about the third obelisk?
No, fine.
Wait,
if
what
we
if
find
his brother...
Marcos Estrada...
Oh, he knows where the third obelisk is.
Or
That's
he
what
has
I
the
was saying,
obelisk inside of him, keeping it safe.
What if he is the obelisk?
That's what I'm saying,
You ever consider that?
right?
And what the movie
That was the story.
okay?
That was the story I was trying to say. I found out that my polyp sibling had another polyp sibling within. You guys just never listen to my stories.
All right.
Okay.
Let's kill someone's brother.
But first, can we watch Exorcist II: The Heretic?
Oh,
Yeah.
that is great. Can we watch the first one though first? Because Donkeytron has not seen the original.
Do you like to
you're
watch
right,
things
Alien.
in order?
I do. I
Donkeytron?
prefer like any normal person
One of
or
those
thing
sequence freaks.
to things
Hey, yeah,
in
I know
sequential
someone else
order.
who likes sequences.
We can just make a day of it where we then watch Exorcist 3 afterwards. I'll go get some Robo-Corn. And he comes back with just like nuts and bolts in a bowl. Would you care for some Robo-Corn?
Sure.
I don't want to be a
Starts munching
rude
on
guest.
Nom nom nom. So tasty. Could use some more grease. Am I right?
I am going to disassemble him as he sleeps. I'm going to use his body for parts.
We used our, whatever it's called, from a previous episode to set him free. We're not going to dismantle him.
Yeah. Donkeytron is our responsibility now. He's our ward.
Some might say...
Is he coming with us?
Like
I don't want Donkeytron to come with us.
He's part of our polyp queue now.
Yeah, we've already killed one of our
Donkey trying to
boards.
come with us.
Let's vote on it.
Oh,
This
democracy.
feels weird. I'm gonna leave the room while you do this.
No, we just do heads up, 7-Up, or whatever. You
No,
close
it's
your eyes.
cool. Who counts the votes? Because that feels like I would have to, and that feels weird.
No, yeah, that's right. We do need you to
Yeah,
count the
you-
votes.
We
need
all
you to
voted.
see.
I have
We
to
all
count.
voted. Do it right now. Count right now.
Well, I mean, okay, everyone, close your eyes.
I can't.
Okay, turn off your processing unit then.
Okay, but I might peek.
All right. All in favor of Donkeytron joining the group, raise your hand. All in favor of Donkeytron living his own life, raise your hand. Oh no. The yays have it. Damn. You guys open and see Donkeytron raising his hand on the thing of being on his own.
Oh,
He's
he
like,
didn't want to hang out with us?
Oh, I guess by majority rule, I now hang with you guys.
What?
This is cool. We're going to watch so many movies.
Okay,
sequence.
Donkeytron.
Wait, who voted for what?
Yeah, no. that was-
You're gonna
How
have
did
to
this
watch the
happen?
YouTube video to
I guess
find
I'm
out.
going to.
Wait, if Donkeytron is a liar, then in the next episode,
Can we
after the YouTube
trust
video
him?
comes out, I could kill Donkeytron and scrap him for parts?
What are you talking about? You're talking about tokens and YouTube videos? I don't know what this means. Man, what episode? This is this is our lives.
So, no, but you do bring up a good point in terms of the idea of like, what do you all do next? You have now sort of got yourself situated out here in the middle of this like lifeless forest situated in Donkeytron's home. You have to now figure out a way back into the city to engage with the process that you need to do to find the last obelisk. There's also, yeah, I think those are the major things. Obviously, there are still your bonds that you all can invoke if you want to like find a way to utilize them to your benefit. But I think where we're at now in terms of story is, you know who you're trying to go after. How do you get your information, and what does it look like to best support you? I think it's clear you all can't just like go back into the city that easily, especially on everything that Mr. Ferryman had to do to get you guys to make it out that first time. Like through that security gate was pretty complex. So perhaps getting back through there might not be so easily done. How are you going to get back into the city? Yeah, we can take some time to like talk about it. Let's first address that. How do you get back in? Because I imagine there's things that you all still want to do within the city. Maybe run some errands, but maybe not have your base of operations within the city limits. What does it look like? Do you all, now knowing about the water systems, just like use the pipes to get in and out? Like start charting and navigating underneath the sewer system? What occurs?
Is there any way we might be able to send a little god that does maps or something so that we might know where we're going?
I think that might be useful, like specifically to like have a have someone act as a cartographer for the space underneath the city, so you could like have a map built out.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's definitely possible. I think it's definitely the question is, Izzy, what does it look like for you to call upon this god? What does it look like for you to build this ceremony? Is it something you want to do? You're muted, and this time it's not me.
Oh, it's me.
Uh-huh.
I would be willing to do this, and I can already picture what this little god is going to be like.
Mm-hmm.
So the little god of specifically water cartography is a dolphin, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And what's interesting about dolphins is because they use echolocation to understand the world around them, when they convey information to other dolphins, it's as if they're actually seeing it or sensing it. So with humans, you would say like, oh yeah, it was by the Walmart, which is like past that red building or whatever. But a dolphin would be like, ah, 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 and you'd see it.
Literally
Sorry,
provide
what
the
would
same.
dolphin say?
Yeah. Just give another example of that.
You want another example?
Yeah, just
What kind of thing would a dolphin say?
What would dolphin say?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so if a dolphin wanted to say like, okay, yeah, the old high school I went to is off of 66. Instead of like describing the highway system and like how you can kind of see it as you're passing by, they would go,
Thank you. I just wanted to
and
make
you
sure.
would just understand.
Yeah, well, this is so cool because I think that's like that's how they process space already, is through sound, right?
Exactly.
And like upon hearing it, so then once they have heard it, they mimic it in a way for their friends to hear it as well, which I like. I think that's super cool. So
it is super cool.
How does that then like they go and they like, you see this dolphin emerge in the water system and makes eye contact with you, begins to go ah, and then jumps back in. Its voice is a little sore.
I don't understand what the heck.
That's like a vulture,
right?
I'm not a dolphin. We need Little to turn into a dolphin so that she can understand what the little god is saying.
Okay, I will transform.
I think that's great. And so this spirit moves faster through this underwater way than any of you could actually do. And that's part of what this call upon is. Now that the spirit of this water cartography is in the water, it feels and extends its reach through all of the system. And as you look on it, you can tell like the water shines for a moment as its essence and light begins to disperse and draw all of it to attention and glow. And Little, as you sit within the water, you feel its warmth and feel its energy begin to permeate through the space and get a feel for what the underbelly of Circuit City looks like. And afterwards, when the light begins to return and the dolphin reemerges back into the water in front of you, it signals and describes to you all the nooks and crannies through a vocal translation in a way that oscillates and undulates, but also is not just sound waves, but is also Bluetooth waves. And in this processing in the moment begins to transfer data to you that your brain begins to process and coalesce. So not only are you hearing this visual translation, in your head you begin to literally see almost a blueprint map and structure of the underbelly by piece by piece. And given the way that your processing unit and how you've already, as a Tikbalang, you basically just download information about animals to then take on their form. This is a routine sort of translation for you to sort of take this data and auditory information along with its Bluetooth data transfer to make it something memorialized or saved onto your hard drive.
Okay, so I could see everything underwater then, right?
But more than that, you know what the city looks like from underneath. So if you wanted to go pop in on the fourth ring just to see what was happening in the manufacturing district, you could. If you wanted to go to the sixth ring to see what was going on with what's it called? What is his name? I remember it. I've got it here. The valet in the pleasure ring, you could definitely sort of you know how to get underneath where they are. How you would then appear without the outside world seeing you is a little iffy, but you can basically be a GPS for everyone and take them to where they need to go.
Okay. Ooh, so where do we want to go?
Obelisk or Marcos?
Ambo, where would your brother be?
He'd be at the top of the building Colt's Tower.
On the first ring.
Yep.
That's Corp territory.
Yeah.
And Luzon, you say that with some hesitance, considering the Corp just destroyed your home. You all understand that that's a pretty dangerous area for you all. So how do you protect yourself? What do you do to figure out what sort of surveillance they're using to make sure that you guys aren't tracked? What does it look like for you to basically to cover your tracks and your asses as you try to blend in?
We should check all our devices, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we're being tracked. Can I check everybody's devices?
Absolutely.
We're being
Sure.
tracked.
There you go.
You look on their devices and see, because of the work that you had already done previously of disconnecting them from the network and repurposing them to have their tracking function for the obelisk for last time, that the cell phones themselves, they're not actively being tracked, but if you download and access the net from a specific like moment, you can be pinged. So it will see like this IP address was used here, but it won't always be tracking you. So now sitting outside the city limits, you feel comfortable knowing that you're kind of off the radar. But if in the city you started to use your data in a way that, like if you were trying to download information from like specifically from the gun runners or from the security cult, what would it be like for like someone could track you in that method as like these base models are sitting, unless you do something else to them. But yeah, they haven't been bugged to ping your location in just immediately. Oh, she's a puppy.
Just being a butt.
Well, Marcus Estrada has a lot of tech inside of the tower.
Mm-hmm.
So if we go and kill or interrogate Marcus Estrada, we could get all the tech from there, and it will help us complete our mission.
It's a tall order to break in there, though.
Yeah.
We should do it, though.
Do we need to like, what is it, like stake out or like do recon?
Well, if only somebody knew that building like the back of their hand. If only somebody designed that building, we'd know how to get in and out.
If only.
Donkey Tron
that
thinks
was just
Ambo
sitting in
is
a
being
pocket right
clever.
now.
Just say it was you, bud.
Wait,
Yeah.
What?
well, how are we going
Or-
to talk to your brother who's way smarter and probably designed the building?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Wait. Was it like a Diddy Tron situation? Did you make like a smaller, crappier building that?
Oh, did
Is
you
it
make it
right next
miniature?
to the big tower?
That's right. Let's do a we can watch this maybe if you guys want to catch up before we pull this off, but we could do an Ocean's 11 and tape ourselves in the mini
Oh.
version.
We got to
of
watch
the
Ocean's
tower.
10 first.
No, but I don't.
Yeah.
Donkey Tron has not seen Ocean's 1, and to watch Ocean's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 would take days.
Well, Ocean's One's
That's
just
fair.
kind of sad. It's just George Clooney. It is.
Yeah, they just keep adding actors.
The rest of the series is bad.
It's a really serious one-man show, and
You can't,
not
you
bad.
can't pull it off until he gets all 11. So the
Yeah.
first 10 movies are just him failing to do the heist. He spends a lot of time in
He's
jail.
like breaking up with his
Ocean's
wife
11
at the end of every movie.
Oh my god.
Well, we could do that, or I know how to get into the building without being detected.
You do?
Oh,
You?
Are you
Yeah.
sure?
Oh.
Yes, I think I could manage it.
But do you think he
But
would have like
in order to do that,
fit it?
Donkey Tron can't come with us.
What a bummer.
Why do you hate him so
All right.
much?
Yeah.
It's
Actually,
like,
he's
Little,
an idiot.
are you like chilling out as like as a gorilla as well? It's like Donkey Tron and like a Robo Gorilla and like Little and like Gorilla, like just like chilling, like
Yeah, we're just chilling.
yeah.
Why?
We
why do
should
you
have
to
destroyed
change it?
Donkey Tron at the second obelisk, okay?
Whoa, bud,
Mm-mm.
rude.
The modern marvel of technology.
Thank you, Mr.
Yeah.
Ferryman.
Oh my god.
As
Look
you
at
guys
all-
are thinking about Marcos Estrada and taking a hit on him, I think, Mr. Ferryman, it probably clocks to you as well as you, Izzy, that you all aren't the only people who have an enemy of this man. The valet was someone who was directly being encroached by his presence and his power. There might be other people who could have information or could benefit from Marcos Estrada's removal. And
Right. And
yeah.
also remember, I did end up getting Marcos Estrada's death date.
Mm-hmm.
And it was 2 weeks
Ooh.
away from when I requested it. And I'm going to say it's been almost 2 weeks.
It's getting close,
It took-
isn't it?
Is
Wow.
that why it took
It's
Ambo
weird.
3 days to build those tools?
Yeah.
I did not plan that, but we're getting
In the
Took me
there.
film
3
version,
days
that's a
to
great
what?
montage.
No, but you're coming up and you're looking at the time from the original sort of moment of when you pulled the ritual of when Marcus Estrada was going to die, either 2 weeks or never, right? As you've been looking and sort of processing it, yeah, it's been a bit of time. You know, you've probably, it was at least, I think it's been like 10 days all in all since that vision occurred, from your journey to get things ready to go out into the jungle, to when you got situated, had a little bit of downtime, to your time in the river and the sewer, and to where you are in the new day here. It's been roughly 10. You guys are closing in on that extra 4. And I think maybe this is the moment where you all sort of recollect and reassess on that.
Sure, we can, go into Corp territory, but you can recreate my crown molding. Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
Luzon, when we're all truly free, I'm sure you can build a beautiful house again.
Yeah,
Thank
Luzon, I'm sure when
you.
you're truly free, you could kick out a bunch of orphans and take their
Yeah.
house again.
There will still be
Thank
orphans
you.
once we're
There'll
free.
still be orphans.
There's always going to be orphans. And we're going
Yeah.
to make
Yeah.
some more.
Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Yeah. There's a lot of there's gonna be a lot of dead parents where we're going.
Well, they do make the best manners.
Hmm.
Orphans.
Are they always like this, wishing to kill people's parents? Lisi.
They sure are.
Oh, that was for Little, but okay.
Oh.
It's like the Robo Gorilla talking to the regular gorilla about it.
Hey, I think this Robo Gorilla is starting to wear out his welcome. I think maybe Ambo's right about this gorilla.
Oh, guys, come on. I still haven't even seen Exorcist 2.
Guess what, Robo Gorilla? I did a sweep. You do not have a soul yet, so relax.
Oh, so Donkey Tron is safe. There's no information to be gained in protection from Exorcist attack.
Correct. No, you're an inanimate object. They could possess you and shake you around.
Oh,
and stuff
no. Donkey Tron
frighten
is
humans.
scared.
Welcome to our world.
Okay.
All right, so we doing this?
Yeah, we're doing it.
Okay,
So
how do we
I'm
break
gonna
in?
leave. Okay, hold on. I gotta leave Diddytron with Donkey Tron over there before we leave.
Hmm.
How do we get in?
If you don't watch out, he's going to turn it into more of his house.
What?
Hey, you did such a bad job with Diddytron. Look at him. He wants to die.
No, I will not disassemble my friend. It's okay.
You
No,
did some of
okay,
the other
but there-
friends,
Yeah,
man.
but they were you guys had really made them stop functioning. Like one of them, his central processing unit quite literally dissolved into acid because of something that one said. That's all they did. They just spoke to it and then his brain dissolved.
Oh, that was
It's true.
Izzy.
No,
Yeah.
technically it was alien. Because speaking to
Oops.
the Tyrannosaurus Rex, yeah.
Yeah, remember I said you don't belong here? And
Oh, that's right. You bullied them. Yeah.
Mhm.
I put the team on my back and blew up my legs, and now I have these horse legs. Just want to make sure everybody remembers that.
All right. Is this another therapy circle, or are we gonna plan?
Okay, can I say I know how to get into the first ring? Can I say that right now? So to get into the first ring, right?
Yeah, definitely.
There are
Especially
checkpoints
with the map that you all have built out and discovered from the the undercity. It's hard to describe because the way Circuit City is built is it's descending, right? So it goes in, and from where you all are spit out onto the other side of like this cavern a few bit away, you're on like one of the elevation points around it. You'd have to go up and sort of out away from the city, but going inside it looks more or less just like straight, and you'd go up. So yes, you definitely can.
So no, everybody checks the regular security checkpoints, but the guards do not check the food truck checkpoints, the trucks that like bring in food. So
and food is spelled FUUD, federally under design. It's under. I'll think about it. I mean, it's FUUD. Like, give me a moment. I'm gonna think about it, and I'll come up with what the acronym is.
So we sneak on one of those trucks. Maybe take over a truck. Maybe build a truck ourselves and go through there. But it's going to be a hell of a lot easier than going through a regular checkpoint.
So you knew this the whole time.
I just didn't want to see my brother.
Okay.
What? I just didn't want to see my brother.
I'm just saying, it's interesting as all.
Yeah, he's a lot better than me, right?
It's interesting as all. It's interesting.
He's a lot better. Right? Yeah. No, I don't want to confront. I don't like confronting my problems. All right. This is not a circle. Little, stop taking notes, please.
And I think.
Okay, can you build us a food truck?
Better. Federally under designated unified desiccation might be. It's government. It's Corp standardized food. FUUD.
You know, I'm surprised nobody asked of what the acronym meant. But okay.
Sorry, the omniscient voice of God provided that answer for you.
Yes, I could build a truck, a food truck.
Joking.
A food truck, okay? Like just give me a couple hours, okay? It shouldn't take me much time. But I might need some parts from Donkeytron over there. He has a lot of parts that we could make into a food truck.
Is there any way
crazy? Couldn't you just steal a food truck instead of going through all the trouble of building one?
True.
But wouldn't they know they had one missing then, and then they would set off an alarm?
That's true. You know, we could take apart Diddytron. We could take apart Diddytron. It'll be a slightly smaller truck, but...
Is there any way to turn Donkeytron into a van that's sort of like a Knight Rider situation, where he is
Donkeytron
still
is
GPS?
Still processing that he is part gorilla and never a gorilla. Let's not give me more confusing things about my body.
Okay, I'm just saying, if he became a gorilla van that was a food truck, that would be pretty cool.
Okay, that sounds actually pretty dope. Let me sleep on it.
These are all great ideas, but we have no idea what the security situation is like. If it's anything,
yeah, I know.
Ambo, you've been being used and enslaved for a while. You have no idea. I mean, I think you think you know,
because I didn't want to be. It's because I didn't want to work for my brother. I was supposed to be the CTO of the building corp. He stole all of my ideas. He stole everything. I designed the city, and he stole that all from me. And he stole the CEO position, and he offered me a CTO position just so I could do all his work, and so he could take the success. Because he's 5'7" and I'm 4'1", all right? Because he's so much taller than me, way more handsome than me. Is that what you want to hear? Little, are you taking notes right now? Just... I know.
I honestly think killing your brother will give you peace.
It's the best therapy.
Thank you, Little.
You know, honestly,
Thank you,
I
Little.
think you got a lot of unresolved feelings. I think murdering the person who
You
gave
got-
it to you.
You gotta do
You
it.
got it.
Yeah,
You
don't
just gotta
Thank
do
you.
it.
Therapy in the future is
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you.
It is
Thank you.
action forward.
I mean,
Yeah.
but in a lot of ways, Little
I-
ain't wrong, you know?
All
I know what the security looks like, but you guys have to kill. What?
all I'm saying is we should get either through a little god, or we should get Little to be a bird or something and start looking at the core. That's all. That way there's no surprises in case your brother, who probably has been planning for this because he seems very handsome and very good at planning and just like so well put together as a human.
You
I
weren't
don't know.
listening. I thought you were my best friend. I guess not.
Ambo, I will always be there for you. You want to kill your brother? I'll kill 100 brothers. I'll kill everyone in this room
really?
for you, Ambo.
You do that? You
Yeah.
kill 100 of my brothers? Because I
Yeah.
have a lot of brothers.
How many? Just one by one. I'll go through them.
Well, why? That's the first ring is so far away, though. For Little to travel that far, or for a little god to travel that far, that could take days.
Or we can camp nearby. All I was saying is that we should try to take watch and be prepared. That way, anything that Marcos Estrada throws at us, we will be, like my other polyps have always told me, prepared.
And technically, you all have like 4 days until he's supposed to die. Like, fate would have it that either you kill him, either you succeed on that day, or by not succeeding, he lives forever. So I think that's okay for you to take some of that time between now and then to like prepare in whatever way that looks like. If you want to like do get updated security, like I think you can like, now that you have this route, you can send some small teams in to go like do that. If you want to like go Ambo build something particularly that you know will give you advantage in the final fight, like you can take a time. If you want to just have therapy with Little, we can also do that. Like, just give yourself a moment to get you right. Yeah, there's a lot of options as you guys want to prep in these sort of days between your time now and your assassination attempt.
Can I do something?
No, I said everyone could do stuff except Ben.
Okay.
No, what does Mr. Ferryman get up to?
One of the main abilities of Santelmo, other than assuming a ghost form, is to let the dead speak. So I am, the way it works is that I tell the GM what answers I seek, and the dead will come to me and share their precious secrets. But I choose one. The information is either incomplete and untraceable, but untraceable. The information is complete, but you are tagged. That is not an option right now. We can't get tagged by the Corp before we pull this off. And then the information is complete, but reveals a dark secret. I would like, I'll leave the choice up to you, Masood, as GM, whether it's incomplete but trace. Or let me actually, I'm going to type this in our private chat here, so you got this.
Oh, let me see if I can pull it up and showcase it real fast. Thanks to the magic of Roll20.
That's true. But the dead I wish to ask are the great assassins of history. I want to talk to Lee Harvey Oswald.
That's not the great assassination of history.
And he's not from Italy, remember.
Sorry. I want to talk to, let's say,
Whoever killed Franz Ferdinand, like a lot of the old ones, the Greek ones.
Yeah, how about
let the dead speak.
John Wilkes Booth.
Yeah, John Wilkes Booth. What a great guy. I'd love to speak with him. No, and all of the other assassins of history since the year 2020.
Actually, you know what? I guess you're only really like a named assassin if you're pretty bad at it, right?
Yeah.
Like successful assassins, we couldn't name them.
Well, I think
That's
this
why I
also
said Franz Ferdinand. We don't know.
This is a cool thing as well, is you're reaching out to the dead. People who originally dead. I mean, the phrase goes, "Dead men tell no tales," but for a Santelmo, dead men tell all tales. So in their
they won't shut up with their tails.
They won't shut up. Back when I was living, no one knew I killed Kim Jong-un the first. Oh yeah, it's a whole clone thing happening. Yeah. See, you get a lot of that true history in those moments. And so you reach out to the world's greatest assassins, the ones that no one ever knew about, the ones who were so discreet in their work. It looks like it was all just coincidental or bad news or unfortunate that things happen. The person who did the Princess Diana hit is there. The person who's getting things situated and set up for the one, you know who's also there? The dude who tried to get a hit on Howard Taft by getting him stuck in his bathtub, but didn't get the water soaking right to like kill him. Like he's there too, just for ingenuity. And so like all these like weird stories throughout history of people who had these like near miss moments. The engineer who sabotaged Amelia Earhart's plane. Like all of these people who had these sort of moments come to you and talk to you, Mr. Ferryman, about assassinations and the process of assassinating. And what do you learn from them? What do you take away for this space? Like what do you learn from these individuals?
As I'm watching this musical of Stephen Sondheim's Assassins, I want to learn about, I guess their skills are not transferable as far as this is the future. Mm-hmm. Security is much tighter. I guess I could learn a little bit about that, but more how does an assassin keep his cool? How does he focus on the mission? How does he or she figure out how to get from point A to point B being dead target.
You see, as you're asking these questions, to take a moment, and all of them simultaneously pull out a cigarette and take a drag of it in the spirit realm as they're talking to. They take out their hands and they begin snapping in a time where swing music begins to play. So you wanna be a killer? No! And so they begin. No, you hear from them about they sing a lovely song about murdering, and the biggest thing that you walk away with is, in order to be an assassin, you gotta keep your cool. That's the tagline of the song. That's how it goes. But the main thing is,
really, I thought assassins are supposed to freak out and bungle the mission.
Yeah, that's what the Taft guy thought too. Let me tell you what. But no, you are learn basically the biggest thing about the assassination is truly the best assassins. The way it worked was because of routine and clockwork. The process being, if it was disruptive, it was so disruptive in a way that it was untraceable, or if it was so routine and regular that it was unnoticeable. The process is, if you are making a distraction, you are not the cause of it. You're always hiding it. And you, as you're learning a little bit more about this assassin work, it kind of weirdly clicks for you in a way of other spirits that you've spoken to, and that of magicians, like illusionists from the past, those who are actively trying to deceive people into believing one thing but seeing something else. Those people, something about their mantra begins to sort of settle in on you about the idea of an assassin is lethality with misdirection. And so that's that little nugget of wisdom is what you settle from your speaking with the dead. Does anyone else want to do a little bit of prep work before, like in these 3 days, because you have the time?
Can I give a boost to the phones?
Yeah, if you want to
Can I
try,
get some,
what do you want to
upgrades
boost
to
them
phones?
in
Yeah.
what ways?
So I want to. You mentioned the whole tracking thing earlier. Whenever we looked up on the internet, we'd get tracked.
Especially within city limits of
Could you
you'd
like
get
a
pinged for.
VPN?
You could set up a VPN for sure.
I said VPNs for them. Okay.
Yeah, so you take your time and install mobile VPNs to sort of bounce their signal and makes it appear like they are in other positions within the city. So if they're on like the first ring and you guys do a download, it'll make it feel like you actually are somewhere from the sixth ring, bouncing the signal around. Yeah, I think that works out great. Izzy, Alien, Little, Luzon, what do y'all do in the couple days to get situated?
I kind of want to use a weak move to earn a token, so I've got it for our big mission. So the things I can do are invite the little gods to use my body for a time, or hurt or destroy a little god. So maybe I go like little god hunting in the woods while we're out here.
Kill the little god of being nice to those in power.
I don't think that one lives in the woods.
Yeah.
All right.
So I don't know. I think Izzy feels kind of bad about this, but feels like they need to be prepared for the battle ahead. So it's sort of like gonna kill a little god.
And what centers you on this decision? What gives you purpose in your choice?
Power of friendship.
The power of friendship. I think this is interesting for Izzy in the fact that you've been asking little gods for help, sort of reaching out to them and utilizing their service in ways of honoring them and remembering who they were and reestablishing their presence on the earth, right? Like the issue, the tough thing about it is, in another lens, what you've been doing and what the Corp do are exactly the same. Like you've been using them for your gain. And maybe it processes you think about what it means to take a life for yourself, for your friends. Like Marcos Estrada is ultimately mortal. And that it might be the thing that is the scariest about him, is that all these decisions, all these choices that have been made by that of someone who's like you, now free of someone else telling them what to do about self-preservation. And I think that might be a little insight that you gain around your time there about that, to be careful, because someone who gets this far has obviously done what they could to make sure that they would be able to get this far. Yeah. So Little and Alien and Luzon, what do you all do in these couple of days before this hit?
I spend most of my day, as always, trying to hang out with Ambo and trying to get him to pay attention to his best friend. But he's busy doing other things, so I
Figure
do.
phone.
He's very busy, and I understand sometimes, we have that type of friendship where we don't always have to talk every day. We can go a while, like 2 days without talking, and we're like exactly the same.
Talk to me nonstop.
You're
What? Talking to me you talk to me nonstop. I'm trying to fix your phone here so that we all don't get tracked and killed. But yes, please tell me about how many followers you have and why.
Do you want me to go through them one by one? Because I can go through them one by one.
No, that's a good influencer, honestly.
Yeah, I know them personally. Yeah, they send me soup when I'm sick.
Anyway,
Anyways, while he's ignoring me, I do a neutral move and I try to reach out to the city's heart and listen. Something that I've been trying to do ever since we started connecting with it by destroying the first obelisk. I don't always tell everyone what I hear. I don't think I always understand what I hear, but mostly what I hear is a lot of sadness and loss.
And as you're listening to the city and like trying to hear what the energy within the place actually says, you feel that sadness and loss in a way that it itself is now processing. The resurgence of the clean water underneath the city has allowed itself in a way to remember what it used to provide, that its infrastructure served and gave something back not only to the folks who live there, but also provided in its own way for those around it. The history of the flow of Circuit City in itself had been one in conjunction with the natural resources. It was built around and with these rivers to create its structure, ultimately providing irrigation and access to water to other parts of the land that would not have been possible without the actual city itself. And I think that is the loss that it remembers most deeply, is that when it served the people and the earth itself, instead of being a vessel for the Corp. Ultimately, Circuit City itself, like all of you, is now owned and managed by the Corp. And so I think, for lack of a better term, it's as with each obelisk being unlocked and opened, it allows the city to have access to more and a greater connection to its magic and restoring it to its original spot. But with that comes a greater understanding and acknowledgement of all that it couldn't have done and has been prevented from doing. In a reference to a sad book like Flowers of Algernon, the moment where you gain more conscious to then process what's occurring and then understand the true depth of a situation you could not have before. So it seems to be that sort of presentation. And as you're processing that, you're gaining that information about the city to know that it is also yearning to be back to what it should be. So that leaves a Little and Alien. What do you all do? And who wants to go first?
I can go. I'd like to just sit down and start downloading like animals, violent animals, all sorts of like extinct animals, just in case I need to morph into them during our last battle.
Yeah. And as you're looking around and sort of you're spending time with these body parts and bits from these cyber creatures that Donkeytron has now utilized in his home, you spend some time particularly with the Tyrannosaurus Rex and the Sabertooth. And as you're looking at the model and the design of the chassis for these both units and the ways in which their structure were designed, you spend some time with it and are able to almost, through looking at information and history from research around the sister siblings, or like the family that these animals then left, you're able to trace it back and gain the ability to you now know how to become a saber-toothed tiger. You now know, after looking at some of the roots and like some of these older things, figure out the dinosaur's a little tough because there's a gap of knowledge between there. But to become one of these like massive snakes that used to exist on the world, like even bigger than the ones you used to, that becomes an accessibility for you. like something that you could reach. In even doing so, from that saber-tooth leap, you also realize, well, if a saber-tooth is like that, then if I modified being an elephant like this, I could be a woolly mammoth. So like it kind of opens up an era of time to you by modifying what the evolutions are. So for that, I'd say anything from the Mesozoic era, any animal from that time period. I'm gonna double check. Were woolly mammoths in the Mesozoic? What time period were saber-toothed tigers?
Mister, do you type full sentences into Google?
Sometimes, yes. Because I'm an old man. Do you not see the cardigan? Like I'm clearly a 65-year-old man in a 28-year-old
This man
man's body.
types in, "Hello Google, where are the sushi
I actually
restaurants
go.
near me?"
I go to
Thank
my.
you, please.
I go to Google. Take me to my Gmail. And then I click the first link. They're from the the Pleistocene epoch, 56 million to 11,700 years ago. So anything from the Pleistocene, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm going to put it in the Twitch chat so people can know. And also, Joan, if you want to do some research between this week and next, that's me. Also, I'm Zoot Suit Riot for folks who are wondering at home. That's my Twitch handle. But yeah, the plus I'm gonna also put it in our Zoom chat so folks have it. But that epoch of time is any animal from that time period you could potentially transform into, given that you know what its sister or like daughter species was. Cool. And then last but not least, alien. What do you do in prep?
Okay, so I feel like what I should do is study like the it's not the blueprints, right? Like the city, the floor plan. Yeah, like what's going on with the blueprint, right? Okay, thank you. Think of the building. I'm wondering, can I like go and do like a recon thing and like just go in and see what it looks like?
I would say yes, because also you're doing it by yourself. I think as an Aswang, you have the ability to move stealthily and silently a little bit easier than anyone else does. Little gives you a modified map and like kind of sketches out of where you need to go to get to the first ring from the tunnel that you were in. And so you make your time there, but you pop out and you're on the city. You're back in the space in a very... Is that where you wanted to go? Do you want to go to the first ring, or was there another ring you wanted to...
No, yeah, I wanted to go to the tower.
Yeah. You make your way to the first ring and you clock the cyberport where you guys came in on originally, the spaceport that you flew through, moving past security as you pass, kind of upturning the collar of your jacket as your very cool biker jacket as you make your way across. And you pull in front of the building Corp headquarters, and it's not the tallest building in Circuit City, but it is the most impressive in its design, in its architectural audacity of what it could sort of choose, and its structure is that of an H, where it's really two towers themselves that are bent in their own way, and in between is a bridge that it's cutting across. And from the top you see other sort of strands bending across and going across that are like thinner sort of walkways that cut across the two towers. But the actual place itself, as you look at it and you gaze down at the plaque in front of it, see a description that Harrison, I want you to know is wrong, and you'll have your own inspiration for what you build it. But according to this historical fact, was inspired by the double helix, was meant to be resemblance of a DNA strand. And so it was built in this curved sort of structure with the strings sort of running across to emulate that so the building cult, it built that for all of humanity. So did DNA build humanity. And what do you gain from your analysis of the building and itself, and its state itself? Do you try to track the security systems? Do you try and look at the like just the level of physical like guards that are present there? What do you assess, or is it all of it? You know?
Yeah. Okay. What I want to do is beat up a little newbie worker that, you know, is going in for their job.
Yeah.
And take them, beat them up, wear their clothes, take their badge. Yeah, an intern actually.
Some 17-year-old kid.
No, not really. Well, I want.
I don't have health insurance.
Unpaid intern, still unpaid.
Yeah, that's the person.
Their badge probably won't even get you anywhere.
No, I want someone with a good badge. Okay, so someone who has good shoes.
Cool. I'm here for. So that's your analysis. That's how you figure out if they're worthwhile. You look for who's got the coolest shoes or the best shoes. And you and are you looking for specifically? You want someone who's new. You want someone. I think this is gonna take some. You're gonna have to do some watching.
Yeah.
This is you don't do it on the first day. You don't realize it on the second day, but on the third day. You're able to sort of look, and you have been able to take some time and realize who some of the new faces are from those as you've been like peering and analyzing the ones who are most confused walking around the building, the ones who are like still getting turned around versus the people who are walking purposefully. And as you're analyzing them, you see one of the people who, an individual with beautiful features that you could tell were cybernetically enhanced. The cheekbones of them drawn up and uplifted with a little plump and hydraulic lift that was done to make sure to make them forever look that nice. It's toned and drawn in their androgynous sort of face to a point. And you see also, most importantly, running across them almost like freckles are in fact diodes from running in lights that will, according to emotions or things that are processing, will flicker and change as they're computing emotions or thoughts. And this individual you see is they're looking at it, you see the freckles on their face, these light diodes sort of going into hyperdrive as they're really just so confused and lost. Trying to find their new office from their promotion up to a much higher residence. And this one, you see them on the second day start to move their stuff, look for it, and on the third day, clock them on their way in before, I imagine you grab them in an alley and knock them unconscious and steal their clothes?
Yes.
Perfect. With their identity and with their badge, you do your best to sort of mimic their look. With your Aswang abilities, you know that you could definitely use the shadows to your advantage to slip past most detection and sensors. Using their pass, you make your way inside and begin to get a lay of the land with just your own personage in there and sort of understand the situation as is. And I want you... I'm just keeping a track of time because of what time it is. This is something I want to carry into next session. What do you learn? Like, what do you learn about the building? What do you gain from being actually inside the building headquarters? Think about it like write it down, keep process, because unfortunately it's 9:57. We're basically at the end of the Tumblr show, and this is where we're gonna pass it off. Next time when we get back, we're gonna jump right into this. We're gonna talk about how these elementals make their attack on Marcus Estrada, the most powerful individual within the building corp, perhaps even in all of Circuit City. And so we'll see what our team gets up to. But until then, let's do our goodbyes and tell folks who you are, where they can find you on the internet, what you got going on. Let's go it in reverse and start with Joan.
Hey guys, this is Joan. You can find me on Instagram at Saint Joan. I'm not doing anything, so there's no updates. I did remember talking about Ring Fits.
Yes.
I haven't done it. It is so hard. I don't recommend it. Don't buy it. I think I might start running outside.
Nice. And moving on to Harrison.
Hi, everybody. I'm Harrison Happen. You can find me at Harrison is Happening on Instagram and Harrison_Happen on Twitter. Right now, I am playing Cyberpunk 2077, and I'm trying to stay positive. If anybody has a lead on a PS5 or give advice on building a PC, I'm at that point right now. Yeah, so.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it'll be cheaper than trying to get a. I mean, we can talk about it. Ben and I we can chat with you off screen. And also anyone in chat who wants to help it. Our resident Dewata and Battery, Luzon, Shu, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am Shu, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Hello There Shu, spelled X as in X-ray, U as in U-turn. Everything on my Instagram is only about what I cook, basically, and everything on Twitter is probably only going to be about Attack on Titan for like the next month. So
fair. And moving on, we've got Asura. What's going on?
Hey, I'm Asra. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Kanye__West. Something huge that's going on with me is my mom just got bangs. So now both my mom and I have bangs.
She's been talking about it for a year. She finally she pulled the trigger?
Well, see, the problem here is when I got bangs, she was really mean to me about them. And she was like, I don't like them. And then after like 2 months, she was like, I love them. I want them for myself. So now she has bangs. So I have to figure out what I have to do with my life now. It's really, I think that's the next move. Do you think she'll want to shave her head if I shave my head? I don't know. So that's what's going on with me, and I'll be tweeting about it.
Perfect. And then moving on, we got Ben. Ben, what's happening with you?
Hey gang, Ben Cummings here. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Ben Cummings. There's only one M in Cummings, and it's spelled the way you think it is.
So aggressive with your name.
All right.
Oh, God.
Nothing's going on with me. You can follow me. Check out my Instagram. I'll post reminders in my Instagram story about these shows. You can follow my tweets. I don't tweet very much, but I like a lot of really, really good tweets. I don't hit them with the heart unless they're, top shelf stuff. So you want to have a laugh, go look at my likes. Bye-bye.
Perfect. And then last but not least, Erica, tell us about yourself.
I'm Erica. You can find me on Instagram at Bebica_says. Not up to too much these days, but I think after all that, the talk about those nostalgic cartoon shows, I'm going to be looking up how to watch some of those again.
Hell yeah.
That's probably what I'll be doing.
Well, I mean, Hulu, Netflix, VPNs, using the internet in a way. I'm sure you can find them, and I wish you the best of luck, and maybe even sharing me that file. But yeah, and hey, thank you all so much for hanging out with. I'm Masood. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Marudboy, MAHRUDBOI. I'm around. Obviously, I've got these wonderful folks. We do Balikbayan every Wednesday night. On Tuesdays, I play Mythic Odysseys of Theros over on the D&D channel. On Sundays, I've got Rivals of Waterdeep. And Thursdays, I do Once Upon a Game with Katie May on the Indoor Recess Crew channel. But most importantly, what you all need to know is what's happening here on the Roll20 channel starting off tomorrow. It's Rollvember! The Roll20 is doing their part for the holiday season and hosting their own charity stream that's going to be going on for the next few weeks, where all of the money is going to be donated to Code 2040, a wonderful organization that we've talked about before, and we're doing a lot of great stuff for during this time. You can see me on Friday with Indoor Resource Crew. We're going to be doing a game that Carlos is taking us in, where he literally has built a Home Alone RPG. We will be playing as wet bandits trying to capture Kevin, and I'm excited to see what stuff happens. He's built some audience interaction, so if you're hanging out on Friday, go pop in the chat and see and do what you can to have me hit with flaming bowling balls and paint cans on a string. It's gonna be a blast. And then you can also see us on Saturday, because I'm going to be back for Rollvember with these lovely people. Sir Fran is going to be doing a show for Rollvember at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where we'll be going to be playing Gamma World. It's really exciting. It is I've got it here, and I'm not reading from the Wikipedia. It takes place in the mid-25th century, more than a century after the Second Nuclear War had destroyed human civilization. The war that destroyed civilization, Gamma World, is only vaguely described in most editions of the game, and what details are provided change from version to version. So we're going to be able to build our own post-nuclear world landscape. So it's kind of like Balikbayan, except I imagine less cyberpunk and more Fallout. So we'll see how that looks like, and if our crew can survive the many, many rad roaches I will be throwing at them. But if you want to see what happens there, you just have to come and hang out with us on Saturday. But until then, go watch our VODs on YouTube. Come hang out with us next week, and be cool and be nice. Yeah, that's been us. We're Stir Friday Night. This is Balikbayan. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.